Well, everyone, another month, another chance for a team to be banned from Low Ink. Welcome to the Low Ink August 2025 edition. I am Topic and I am joined by Jake Groot today, and we have an interesting match for you, Twister Time versus Hydra for our round one. And Jake, how you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm excited to see what teams have, who wants to be banned, who has all the right pieces put in place to be able to make that day one and day two run here in Low Ink and finally get banned. You know, some of these teams have been going for a while trying to get that Low Ink banned, and maybe this year, maybe this month's the day. You know, we'll have to see. But yeah, very interesting match we're talking about here. Very excited to see what both teams pull out here. Especially, it's the first game of this Low Ink. A lot of teams, you know, are either pickups or, you know, we haven't seen them before. So it'll be interesting to see what every team has done to prepare for this tournament.
Yeah, you know, preparation is key. You have a whole month in advance to go over VODs, mix and match team comps, team weapons, see what will work. But we're gonna see as we have these two teams facing off for our game number one. And as you said, you know, starting out first game of the day, we're gonna have Splat Zones on Hagglefish Market. Now, I have a take on this map where this, in my opinion, is the most vanilla ice cream map in the game, if that makes sense to you.
No, I 100% agree. To me, Hagglefish feels like what the Reef was in Splatoon 2. It's very basic, very, you know, it is what most of the maps go based off of in most cases, as we're getting into the game here pretty quickly. But yeah, it's a very no gimmicks attached.
Yeah, it's Final Destination.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just Final Destination.
Yeah,
but we're gonna get started here. Twister Time with the new Reflux. Very interesting there with the it works because of the Booyah on the side of Hydra. We're gonna see a double shot bringing us back to this Splatoon 2 here. Let's see which team will go out first. Looks like Twister Time will be the first ones to recapture zone. We're gonna see a Booyah Bomb coming out for Twister Time to establish control along with the cooler. But unfortunately, one member does go down, so that will stop them in their tracks. And Hydra, with a nice fall off with the crab from Nessa, able to at least stop Twister Time from getting any more points and potentially able to get the lead for themselves here.
Yeah, and we see the Inkling able to get two. They're able to pretty much flip all the momentum on the side of Twister Time here. Able to cap that zone. They should be able to bring that down, get the lead there pretty quickly. They're able to take space here, play under that ledge, but we do see a DC. It's not a Splatoon tournament without a DC early on, you know?
Yeah, and I believe they do have the opportunity to replay if they choose. Looks like they are just going to play it through, however, as Kajio is going to go in with the hammer, not quite able to get anything going. And yeah, it's like they're just going to play it through for the most part. And now with Twister Time, with this permanent main advantage, they're just able to kind of hold on. A little bit of a dance party here instead, as it looks like they might just be playing it out here. Yeah, they are.
It looks like they might be playing out. It's kind of hard to tell because you have one part of the team is actually playing, the other part is just
just having a party.
Having a party. So we'll have to see what they choose because I believe they were still in the DC. They should be limits. Yeah, they should be able to replay this.
Yeah, because I believe the DC happened at 4:05, I believe. And it was around both teams scored about 20-something points, if I recall correctly. So they are within the DC limits, but will they get a replay? Because they did finish out the game. So if they choose, I believe since they finished it out, that will count towards Twister Time. But I'm no expert, so we're just have to wait here and see what they go. Yeah, and it looks like since they did finish out the game, Twister Time will take game one. Very unfortunate for Hydra, but before that DC, it was a good back and forth. Yes, they did get locked out, starting around that 75 point mark, but they showed some fight, and maybe they can, recollect themselves, make sure everyone's good, make sure everyone got everything around them is like ready to go. And for game number 2, we're gonna go to TC Inkblot, a Splatoon 2 classic, and a Splatoon 3, which it's good, it's all right, it works.
Yeah, you had a hot take on, or not a hot take, but you had a take on Hagglefish. I have a take on Inkblot, and maybe a hot take, it may not be. I was never a huge fan of Inkblot TC. I was always, I did not like how easy it was to just like snowball on this map. But granted, that's also just sort of because of the mode in general. Like you see a lot of the TC maps are very steamroll, snowball heavy. But it just felt like you get like one or two picks in Inkblot, and suddenly you're like at 40 left. It's crazy to me that like you can just snowball it so much off of so little, and it really does, it rewards good team play, which is good. You want to reward good team play, but it feels like, in my opinion at least, you over reward those teams who get like one, maybe only 2 picks and are able to push it so far.
Well, that is a hot take, I will say, but in my opinion, I think, well, yes, you can, it does snowball, but I feel like only after, because everyone knows that second checkpoint where you're on that uninkable trail or that uninkable ramp is really defender favored. And I say that because you're on a elevated height, because you have bats, you have the clam, you have that little outreach section right in front of the tower. So I think while yes, you can snowball, it does take a lot of effort to break through that second checkpoint. And I feel like whether it be, no matter what level you're at, getting through that, especially if you don't get like 2 or 3 or a wipeout beforehand, takes a lot of effort. I'm sure you have played through games where that second checkpoint just does not fall, because it is incredibly hard. Well, yeah, it is incredibly hard to push to that. But once you get past it, it's really easy to, like you said, to snowball. So I think it can snowball, but it takes a lot of effort to build up to that snowball.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I actually do agree with that. Like you said, I've had personal experiences on this map where that second checkpoint is hard, but pretty much after that and before that, it's very snowball heavy. But yeah, that second checkpoint, it's kind of like a decider. It's a win condition in some scenarios.
Unfortunately, we're gonna have to wait a little bit longer, because before the game started, Twister Time did have a DC on their side. But we can look at least at the comps for Hydra, since I know their comp has to stay the same between games, and they had edit, double shot, and I believe that was the new Octobrush. I forget what it has.
It might have been. I didn't get a good look at it, but I mean that sounds plausible. It's not a bad comp by any means. It's a very aggressive comp that you have to push forward to take space. It's very obviously it's very frontline heavy. Your farthest back weapon is the edit, which will be playing on tower most times, and that's still sort of midline ish. So it's very aggressive, and if a big thing is if that comp can be able to push the brush into spots that the other team won't expect, off angles and just sharking around under certain ledges that are kind of unexpected, that can get so much value that they could. It's not a win condition, but it's very close to being one, because there's just so much value you can get from being under those ledges. Even if you switch it around different times, switch which ledge you're under, just try and be unpredictable. It's a very strong strategy to be able to get your brush going early.
Yeah, but I think the biggest issue for the brush is going to be Gosu on that pencil, because you are able to just pick them out, as you see right there. Twister Time going for a bit of a really aggressive opening, but not going to work out for them, as Hydra able to really effectively counter that and get into a lot of good positions here. You see Nessa building up that cooler, waiting for their team to get ready. That's one member down, so Hydra does have the opportunity here to potentially get towards tower, but no, Gosu shutting that down. No cooler for Hydra at the moment, but the flank though, very aggressive starts for both teams, I might add, and looks like Hydra will be the first one to start scoring here.
Yeah, a very aggressive start from both, like you said. I wasn't fully expecting an aggressive start from the side of Twister Time, as we see one going down to Trizuka there. Will they be able to do second? No, but they took a lot of space with that pick, and one going down on the side of Twister Time, trying to get the trade here, unable to. The 52 putting in a lot of work, taking a lot of space there, which is doing really well. Brush goes down, 52 able to trade out there. A one for one trade works well on the side of probably on Hydra, since they have the lead right now. They're able to get another one there. Eon barely able to get that 52, but another trade happening on the other side of the map. Very aggressive play from Eon, trying to go up there and get the brush, unable to. Brush, and they're doing really well right now at being able to push that brush up, and the rest of the team going up as well. We got Bomb coming out, trying to stall the checkpoint, but it looks like Hydra should be able to get it here.
Yeah, I think for Twister Time, these very aggressive flanks, these very aggressive pushes, while they are helpful, if you don't manage to get a main advantage from it, you'll manage to get 2 or 3. That does put you at a bit of a hindrance, because right now you see Hydra, even though they are going to go 3 down, they managed to break through that first checkpoint and managing to keep at least one member alive. That was going to stop them for the moment here, but Twister Time, however, just trying to do what Hydra did to them, just get up in positions and just push as far as you can, as quickly as possible. You'll see the Booyah Bomb coming out, just holding it, waiting to clear out that badge for their teammates to go in there. Very, very good teamwork there. Unfortunately, it's not going to work out in their favor, as Twister Time once again going 2 members down. 1 point away though from the lead. Eon popping the jet, trying to clear out some space, not quite able to get the lead there. They're going to go down. Very unfortunate timing there, and Hydra are holding on by a thread to this lead. We are halfway through this game, and it's still a 1-point game. Zuka getting one, not quite able to get a second one before going down there.
Yeah, and Hydra's doing really well right now at playing for trades. When one person on their team goes down, they're always on it, getting another pick. We see here Eon going in for an aggressive play, able to get the 52, able to get the second one. That's 3 down on the side of Hydra, and Twister Time immediately looking to push. That's a delayed wipe off for Hydra. Twisted Time, Eon going off. Twisted Time able to get up, able to push up. This should be the lead for them. Another one, another pick. Eon is just wrecking Hydra right now.
Twister Time did what they can to get Eon in position, and now there it is. That second checkpoint we talked about a little bit earlier is falling, and the snowball will continue. Hydra just trying to do what they can, but not quite able to do a lot. There's Taji with the Kraken trying to at least clear out the tower, and that will stop it for the moment, but Twister Time is still there. A jumper coming in. That's going to be Eon, able to not quite get Taji, but still able to get him eventually. So Twister Time, despite being pushed back, they're still in a really, really strong position, because they're still around the tower, and they're still able to affect it without putting themselves in too much danger.
Oh yeah, 100%. They're in such a good spot right now. They're playing so well on around tower. Not so much like just being on the tower and stuff and pushing it up, but just playing around it so that the other team can't get on it. And what was Hydra doing well in trading now falls onto the side of Twister Time. Whenever trades happen, this is perfect for Twister Time. As we see 3 down on the side of Hydra. Last one, the brush to Taji, barely able to get one, but gets traded out. And Eon on that Inkjet doing amazing again. Such a good game from Eon so far, able to just continue taking space, getting picks with that tri-slosh with 3 going down. But honestly, if you're Twister Time, it's not a bad 3 down, because you give up a little space, yes, but you're able to play back with your team. You're able to get specials and coordinate a final push. But then, as I say that, the trying to push up, able to get 1, able to get 2, but traded out on the side of Hydra. Nice Zuka on the side of Hydra there as well. They're able to get something started, but they just get collapsed on. Twister Time able to take game 2 after an impressive performance.
Twister time, they kind of, like you were talking about earlier, they snowballed onto the plat of Hydra and just got all the way down to 13. And then once they went down, Hydra was so far back that even if they gave up space, like you said, it just didn't matter because time was not on their side. So very unfortunate there. So Twister time will win the set 2-0, but this is a play all three. So Hydra will have an opportunity here to, you know, put some points on the board, you know, boost their record a little bit. So let's go to game number 3, Rainmaker Scorch Gorge. And I think from an outsider's perspective, this is kind of in Twister Time's favor with how aggressive they've been playing and how well it's been working.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. I really agree that this is a very aggressive map. You need to have that aggression to be able to actually get pushed up, because it's so easy to just sit back and defend. But the offense with the Rainmaker is just going to, especially with Pen or like with Edit, you know, you're playing up top there, you know, just looking over the entire mid. But they get that Rainmaker and suddenly you're pushed off, and now you're forced to play with your team, which, you know, is good in most cases. But if your team's getting caught out somewhere and you were the saving grace for that team, you know, you were the backliner that was either going, or the midliner or the backliner or whatever, you know, you were the one that's playing back in order to get that team, to help that team from afar and be able to stay alive. If you're pushed out of that, you know, out of that area that you're supposed to be in to help them, suddenly that's your entire team pretty much cornered, and they have to either jump out or die or fight and win. You know, I mean, they could fight and win if they can, but they have to take those fights in unfavorable positions, being at a man disadvantage in most cases, because most cases the offense will be an entire team compared to 2 or 3 people, you know, caught out in its space. So if you can get aggressive quickly and get those players caught out, then you can just as easily get that Rainmaker to checkpoint, get a good amount of points. It's going to be hard to KO, especially on this map, but you can get that big lead and just play solid defense the rest of the way.
Looks like we see a couple of changes for Hydra, going with, or actually foregoing the Kraken, going with the double shot, plus Taji switching over to the Wiper. So very interesting. Another very aggressive comp for Hydra and Twister Time. They like what they like, they're sticking with it. Let's see, will that work out for them? Fish with a really quick kill, trying to go for even more. The members of Twister Time trying to advance onto Hydra's territory, and you see that they're quickly able to take over mid and push Hydra out of there. Zuka's gonna come out for Fish. They're able to get one, looking for even more. Eon able to keep themselves alive, get another one with a inkjet at the ready. Fish is taking it and running though. However, they're gonna get stopped short. So it looks really well for Twister Time, but I feel like they wasted a lot of time. So now Hydra can just very quickly respond here.
Yeah, they did waste a bit of time, and also I don't know if there was, you know, a comms miscommunication or someone just didn't hear something, that the shot was there when they tried to push the Rainmaker, but that was huge. That pretty much gave Hydra a way into that checkpoint, as you saw. They're getting very close to the checkpoint there. They're getting very, very close to the checkpoint, and they not able to do it as Twister Time barely able to keep a hold. You see here the mid control is on the side of Hydra right now, but they're being pushed back and they have to play very defensively currently, which is, you know, we talked about it earlier, the aggressive map. But as I say that, the Wiper Tachi able to get one, going after Eon. Eon forced to jump out, and suddenly Hydra's in control of mid space. They're in control of the Rainmaker. They're forcing the rest of the team to just play back here. As I say that though, the Stringer, they're able to almost get one, but gets traded out. Rainmaker getting pushed up there. Great push from Hydra here. That's still going.
Trying to do what they can, but Eon's gonna shut that door closed. And as we enter like 3 minutes into this game, it's still relatively close. Both teams have yet to break through that first checkpoint, and now it seems like Twister Time doing what they can to respond to Hydra, because once again, it felt like from that first push, it felt like they wasted a lot of time. Gave Hydra the chance to work with, the time to work with, but now they're looking to close on that. Unfortunately, one will go down, two down. Taji with the hammer though, not quite able to get anything, but giving Hydra so much space to work with the milk. The reflux trying to do what they can to keep themselves alive, doing a bit of a tango around the pillow. Unfortunately for Hydra, the reflux will win, so more time is still ticking off the clock, and the more that ticks, the better it's looking for Hydra now, because it seems like Twister time, unfortunately someone goes excavationing right there, but it looks like Twister time is just unable to push really far here. It feels like they're kind of been stuck in mid for the most part.
Yeah. We see a bunch of trades, but this is really just on the side. I mean, this is on the side of Twister time. They have the man advantage, but in reality, it's not helping them terribly much because they're getting traded out. It's you know, a 3-for-2 trade, but that leaves 2 people. We see trying to be aggressive, a little bit maybe over egregious there, trying to, you know, 1v4. Eon able to get behind, able to get 1 and 3 down on the side of Hydra. Twister time should be able to get this checkpoint. This is suddenly Twister time's time to push.
Gosu going for it, able to break the checkpoint and get the lead by 1 point. Now the rest of Twister time are looking to collapse in. Good start there. 3 members down. Rainmakers pop. The red carpet will be laid along with the Bia bomb for a bit of extra protection. Gosu going 18 points remaining. Talk about a switch up of fate here. Now Hydra on their back foot. They're looking good for most of the game, but now a minute to go left into this game. They not only have to break through the checkpoint, they also have to get to 17 points, which is basically the choke point of this map towards the enemy base. Let's see if they're able to do it. That's the real question here, but breaking through that first checkpoint is their first priority.
Yeah, and realistically, they want to get this checkpoint, hopefully before overtime in general. But, I mean, they just got to get the checkpoint. As I say that, though, they get the checkpoint. There's still 30 seconds left. If they're able to catch 1 or 2 players off guard here, they get 1 on now. Eon's caught out as well. That's 2 down. 1 down. Both of the last 2 players are playing very far behind. They're able, Twister Time's able to barely kill that Rainmaker, but it's still a very hard spot here for Hydra. I mean, you've got players playing on top, you've got players playing from spawn, you got players playing everywhere. That's 3 down on the side of Hydra. The Zuka coming out, able to get 1. Unfortunately gets taken out, but that looks to be it. Twister Time, after a very slow start, able to get a solid push and able to close out 3-0.
That last game had them sweating a little bit because for a majority of that game, they were stuck at 97 points. And then all it took was Hydra going down, I believe 3 members. They got the checkpoint and then they just ran as quickly as they could to get as many points as possible. They managed getting to 18 points. Hydra did their best to respawn, but unfortunately, Twister Time, they put them in a bad spot. You had, like you said, they had the pencil looking above them. They had the Tri-Slosher sloshing from above. They had members from the side and spawn just waiting. So unfortunately, Hydra, although giving them a close game, which just fell a few points too short from winning that.
Yeah, it was, that push was a very steep hill to climb. I mean, like you said, they got the check. They had 30 seconds left before overtime even, so they had plenty of time to get there. But this map is just, it's so hard to push that Rainmaker. I mean, when you get into that little area right after the checkpoint, you've got like 10 angles to watch. You have such a disadvantage height-wise, and with the pencil and the slosher, it was such a steep hill to climb, and they tried their hardest there, but it's with that comp, it's so hard to get the Rainmaker anywhere near that podium.
Yeah, very unfortunate. But Hydra, you gotta be feeling at least a little bit good. Those last 2 games you did, you gave Twister Time a scare. That's all you can really hope for. In Twister Time, you're looking good. You held on by the skin of your teeth to win both those games. But with that, that'll be it for round number 1. But don't go anywhere because we have more low ink coming up to you after this short break.
Hello and welcome back to Low Ink August 2025. We're halfway through the year. Over halfway at this point. Can't believe it. I'm Jake. I'm here with Topic. We're here, round 2, Swiss stage, day 1. You know how it is. We've got What the Fuzz versus Karmesi Kolony Or.
Yeah, so before we were live, I had a question. Are they is Karmesi calling me boating? Why is it spelled or? Like a boat or?
Maybe. They might be boating. That might be the name of their boat, and they just were so proud of it that they put it as their Splatoon name.
You know, that is a very unique. You know, if I had a boat named Karmesi Kolony, I would also name it that. Just saying.
That's a very good point. But yeah, so not speaking of boats, our first map here, completely off topic, we have Clamblitz Museum. I don't know if I'm just a Clamblitz hater or if it's
you are.
I probably am, but I think solo queue is poisoned my brain on Clamblitz because I don't know, I just don't like clams.
I love clams. When they introduced it in Splatoon 2 with Schellendorf Institute, bring that back, by the way. It still is one of my favorite modes, or my favorite mode, mainly because it emphasizes team play and working around your team a whole lot. But enough of that, let's get into the game. Both the teams are ready, and we're gonna see some very interesting comps here from What the Fuzz, bringing the Frozen Pro with the missiles and the stickers, I believe, Splatana with Booyah Bomb side of Karmesi Kolony. Kind of standard from what we would usually see. A decav, a splash, a carbon, very aggressive weapons, plus a wellstring for the bit of defense. Let's see if that'll work out for them, and so far it is, as in the first 30 seconds, Karmesi Kolony already threatening to score with Cammy. The hammer is going to be active online, not quite able to get a pick here, but that distraction was enough to get Karmesi Kolony the first score of the game.
Yeah, and they were able to pile it on, bringing it down to 60. The crab is such an aggressive crab, such an aggressive move from the decav. They're able to get one and play their life as well. Very nice play, going back for seconds. Unfortunately, I don't know if they're going to be able to get anything. However, they are bubbling. They're just sitting in their base. They're just doing whatever they can, getting another pick before finally getting traded out. Missiles coming out on the side of What the Fuzz. A very strong start for the side of Karmesi Kolony. Very, very aggressive start, which I personally, with this comp, I like that aggressive start. I like them pushing up, taking space very quickly, using all their weapons to their strongest advantage. We see here, unfortunately, the wellstring going down. That's gonna put the rest of the team in danger though, because they don't have that mid laner to watch them again. We see here though the decav able to go in, able to get one, and suddenly 2 down on the side of What the Fuzz. Karmesi Kolony able to push up and take that space on mid and get ready for a second push.
Yeah, we're gonna see right there Asher with a bit of a bonk on Riv there. Another one going down, not quite able to get the third one with the Zuka, but giving the team enough space to work with. Asher going for even more, but Lion able to at least stop that for now. And Karmesi Kolony did break the basket, but they didn't get any extra clams in, so that means What the Fuzz now has an extra power clam to work with. So now this is a very dangerous spot if you're Karmesi Kolony, because if What the Fuzz gets in, that'll be a lead switch almost instantaneously. Dr. Lion, though, going in a couple inches too short, not quite able to get it and forcing their team to back up. So very unfortunate there. But Karmesi Kolony doing what they can, taking full advantage of the opportunity, trying to push up as far as they can, though B's going to get punished for that. So very unfortunate timing there for both sides, actually.
Great play from Clashes there. Amazing. Really nice to be able to dodge the decav. A little bit of commentator's curse there because the hammer says, hello, how do you do? But that should be What the Fuzz is scoring. They're only able to get the one power clam in, but that's still a little something, though. That does give Karmesi Kolony a very good chance to take mid space, push up, be able to get that clam economy rolling, to be able to get another push going here. We see the crowd coming out on the side of Karmesi Kolony, able to push back and get the pro. The sword going down, it's a wipeout for Karmesi Kolony. They're able to jump in, and this is the push we were just talking about. They're going to be able to get at least one ball, and they're going to be able to get it down all the way to 38 and even lower. Trade outs there going on the side of What the Fuzz, though. Keep trading 1v1. Hyper Beam able to push back the splash there, and What the Fuzz in a very tough spot here. One going down. The decaf just keeps on pushing, keeps on taking space and being a distraction, and it keeps on working. They're so good at using their being able to push up without going in and just feeding. They're able to play their life in such a very strong way. The hammer trying to jumps down right into a bomb, but that's another push. 8 clams remaining, 8 points remaining for Karmesi Kolony. They have a couple of clams here, but will they be able to get them in? Does look like they do. They need one more clam, but I have a feeling they're not going to be able to get that in just yet. So we'll have to see if What the Fuzz can. They have to pretty much knock it out here in order to win.
Yeah, they are in quite the pickle here. 78 points separating these two teams, but never mind. Karmesi Kolony says, hold my hammer, why don't you? And they're gonna use that to keep on going. Neo getting another pick, 20 seconds remaining for What the Fuzz here. They have 2 clams to work with. That one on the ground there will disappear in a second here, so 15 seconds. If you're What the Fuzz, you gotta go. Not like that, but you gotta go. Like, you have very little time to work with. 5 seconds remaining, 2 claims at the ready. Overtime will be active, but you only have about a minute or less of overtime. Asher going in, not quite able to get Hyper Beam, able to keep themselves alive. Neo as well in mid, they're gonna go down as well. Hyper Beam just gonna go straight for it, but Cammy will be there to shut that down. Both of the power clams there will be the last ones that What the Fuzz has. Dr. Lion, though, is in. Unfortunately, their team wasn't around them, didn't have any clams to work with, so that will be it. And Karmesi Kolony with a very, very dominant first game here.
Yeah, and I had talked about it during the game, and I just want to bring it up again. Neo on that decaf was doing so well at playing their life that you saw them go in taking fights like a decaf would, but they knew when to back up. They knew when the fight wasn't going, like, as well as after getting picks they would back up a little bit before going back in. They knew very well how to play aggressively but also stay alive at the same time. They knew when fights were not going to be in their favor. They were able to back up. They were able to just play very movement based to be able to make sure that they stay alive. It was very impressive seeing how they were able to just stay alive in spots where you think they would probably go down. They were able to play their life very well.
Yeah, that's kind of a very good skill to have, especially in like a comp setting, is keeping yourself alive. So even if you don't get any picks, just making sure that you're alive, you can set down paint, be a distraction, just do whatever you want to make sure your team is there and able to help. But we're gonna see if Karmesi Kolony can keep this up as we go to game number 2, Splat Zone's Mahi Mahi Resort. And I have a hot take not about the map mode, but just about the map in general. We should play Tower competitively on this map. I like Tower. Tower's fun. It's good. Trust me.
I'm gonna be so real. It's been a while since that's like I played that in like ranked or whatever, so I don't remember it. But I'm inclined to agree.
Yay!
But What the Fuzz was a very interesting comp here. They decided to change out into an Octo Brush to go with that Stamper. On the side of Karmesi Kolony, they switched to E-Leader. As we see 2 going down pretty much instantly on the side of What the Fuzz, but trade-outs happening, 3 down on the side of What the Fuzz. Karmesi Kolony still only have 2 up, but they have the zones, so they're in the driver's seat currently. They're able to push up here really well. If they can somehow get that E-Leader onto the enemy snipe, it'll be very hard for What the Fuzz to push in. You see the water levels dropping already. Karmesi Kolony are very good at locking this out very early.
They're doing what they can. Under 50 points already. What the fuck? Able to get one in the bees. Wrong place, wrong time. They're gonna go down. Dr. Lion able to get one as well. 3 members of Karmesi Kolony are gonna go down. So what the fuzz? Really good job at waiting patiently. Neo going down as well. Dr. Lion is another one. Asher going down, but not without getting a trade. So what the fuzz now in a really good spot here to do what Karmesi Kolony did to them. Just keep them locked out. Kami going down to not the start that you're looking for. Your long range threat is now gone here, so the pencil on What the Fuzz can kind of rain a little bit of havoc here, but Bees with the crab able to get 2 members of the Fuzz going down. So Karmesi Kolony, as quickly as they lost zone, they're able to recapture right away.
Yeah, and I love how aggressive Karmesi Kolony is being. As soon as they get the zone, you see them pushing up under ledges, pushing up, trying to just, they're not overextending, but they're not staying complacent. They're going up, they're taking space, they're sitting under these ledges, forcing What the Fuzz to come to them, and while still being in an aggressive spot, they're able to get the lead here. But 3 down means that Karmesi Kolony are probably going to lose the zone here. The jump comes in, unable to get anything. 2 down, 2-for-1 trade there on the side of What the Fuzz, able to take the zone, take the space, and like you said, do exactly what Karmesi Kolony was doing. Bomb coming out, really good at pushing Karmesi Kolony together. The crab coming out hopefully should be able to try and take space. 1 going down, but it looks like What the Fuzz is barely able to keep the zone for now. We'll have to see. 2 down on the side of Karmesi Kolony. Great play from the pen, and that should be able to get them the lead here. 3 down now, just the E-leader. And yeah, that's the lead for What the Fuzz.
What the Fuzz within striking distance of closing out this game. 20 points remaining. Dr. Lion does have a zip caster at the ready, so they can pop it in response to anything Karmesi Kolony wants to do. But the long shot 3-pointer from Asher is gonna swish, getting that pick there, giving Karmesi Kolony the man advantage that they need to push up and get the zone. Less than 2 minutes to go into this game. Very, very back and forth, and now Asher in a really, really dangerous spot for What the Fuzz, because sitting under that ledge is very, very dangerous, especially with that carbon. But we're gonna see how What the Fuzz decides to respond. Clashes going down. Dr. Lion getting a trade out for their teammate, though. Dr. Lion still gonna go. Clashes jumping in once again. 2 members down, looking for a third. Not quite able to finish off the kill, but doing just enough to get What the Fuzz the zone once again. But Karmesi Kolony is still there. 1v1 in zone. Neo versus Riv. Neo doing what they can to get that pencil off target, looking the wrong direction. Little bit of razzle dazzle, but not enough. Going down instead. 2 members of Karmesi Kolony going down. 3, matter of fact. And What the Fuzz doing what they can. Riv going off here for the pencil, keeping their team in there, keeping Karmesi Kolony out of position. A minute to go left in this game, and still What the Fuzz is in control of the zone.
Yeah, What the Fuzz has such good control right now. They're able to just hold. The pen is going off, like you said. They're really good at holding. Neo going down, but the crab coming out, plus the E-leader. E-leader doing really well to back up, but the brush, Dr. Lion barely able to get them there. We see Asher in a very tough situation with 3 people on them, able to get the trade, but that's a wipeout for Karmesi Kolony. And What the Fuzz winning game 2, and we have a game 3 on our hands.
Yeah, we do. And shout out to Riv, the pencil, for What the Fuzz. Just, I don't know how they kept themselves alive. I don't know what black magic they did, but keeping themselves in the fight the entire time, making sure that their team had cooler, making sure that their team had space to work with, it was just enough to push What the Fuzz over the edge and win that game. And I think what happened was Karmesi Kolony got a bit desperate because time started ticking down. Both time and the point counter for What the Fuzz started ticking down, so they got a little bit desperate. They started making a lot more mistakes, and What the Fuzz, they just took full advantage of that and ended up with the win.
Yeah, and I mean, it was a very, very good hold there from What the Fuzz's hold. They were able to hold very well. It felt like no matter what happened, they were able to band together. They were able to play their lives, play 2-for-1, try and get those picks, try and get those trades, and just keep the advantage for the entire rest of the way.
Yeah, let's see if they're able to continue this, or will Karmesi Colony bring it back as we go to game number 3. Hagglefish Market Tower Control. And to me, a lot like Hagglefish Zones, which we saw earlier, this is vanilla ice cream, but with like extra beans in it. Like it has a little bit of something extra in it, but like it's still vanilla ice cream, just a little more.
Yeah, and this is, I feel like every checkpoint is hard to pass. The first one you've got to deal with, you've got to deal with the people up. You got to deal with the people like up top in the top right area. You got to deal with people on tent. You got to deal with people in the ramps. It's checkpoint 2 is kind of the same thing, except it's on ramps, so you don't have to really worry about it. But you have the new threat of the place coming out of spawn right above there, and then checkpoint 3 is kind of the same thing. But either way, every checkpoint there is some high ground and multiple angles that you have to deal with, which makes it very hard to push. But at the same time, if you can get a push going and get those checkpoints, it's very easy to go from one checkpoint to the other. It's just getting those checkpoints specifically is going to be the challenge here.
Yeah, we're gonna see, as I believe, Cammy for Karmesi Colony going over to the, not Firefin, the ZF Charger with the strikes, the GG strikes. What the fuck, sticking with what they actually know. Hyper Beam going back, staying. My bad. They're staying with what they have. Sorry, they're staying with what they have, and so far it's gonna work out for them as What the Fuzz able to get 3 members down. B's the last member, forced to jump away. Dr. Lion, they do have a zip caster at the ready, plus Blue, so here we go, trying to push their advantage as far up as they can, causing a distraction, but Neo shutting that down before the Autobahn takes them out, and What the Fuzz within the first 30 seconds able to break through that first checkpoint and keep on scoring, as Karmesi Colony, they're just going down again and again and again, and What the Fuzz is taking full advantage of that Hyper Beam in as well too. 3 members down, Cammy the last member remaining, Booyah Bomb coming out to keep them away from tower. It's gonna work, and that will do it. I am what?
Huh?
Wait.
Yeah.
Bro, okay. So from a very back and forth game number 1 and 2, we agreed those are very back and forth. This was just foot on the gas, pedal to the metal, foot on the throat, just go, and What the Fuzz just they did whatever they wanted. Yeah,
complete and utter domination on that third map. I was expecting a back and forth game. I was not expecting, the checkpoints to go early, nor did I expect What the Fuzz to just lock in and say, we want to win this. We just want this. We're done. We're done here.
They literally just locked in for that last game.
It's like that one meme of the guy like locking in and suddenly it's just what happened?
Yeah, What the Fuzz, a very surprising end to this round number 2 Karmesi Colony. A bit in shock, like we are, with how aggressive that What the Fuzz was playing, but with that'll be it for round number 2. What the Fuzz on some type of cloud, maybe cloud 9, possibly cloud 10. Karmesi Colony, maybe I have to go back to the drawing board a little bit and see what went wrong and what we can improve on that. But with that, that'll be it for us for now for round number 2. But don't go anywhere. We have more Low Ink coming up to you in a little bit. Well, everyone, we are back with our August 2025 edition of Lowing round number 3 for y'all. And we have a really interesting, really good matchup for you today. We have Los Inklings versus Mammoth Meatball. I am Topic, joined once again by Jake. And Jake, I just want to say, I love Mammoth Meatball's team picture. It's fantastic.
It's peak cinema, honestly.
I will say the only thing I wish that they changed was that it was just a giant meatball. Like, you know the movie Clive from Chance of Meatballs?
Yes.
You know that movie?
Yes.
Yeah. Just have one of those meatballs from like falling from the sky just there as your profile picture. No explanation.
The team picture is literally just a meatball. That's it.
It's just like a meatball.
It's like a high quality meeteatball that just fills the entire circle.
That would be fantastic. But on the other side, we have Los Inklings. A team that I'm pretty sure has been around for quite a while. Looking to get low ink banned. Jake, you have anything you want to say about Los Inklings?
Yeah, you're right. They've been around for a long time, and they've been very close to being low ink banned. They're a very good team in the low level scene. They're always consistently making the top 2 brackets from what I've seen. So I'm very interested to see if they finally have, if they'll finally be able to put the pieces together and make that run and get banned finally. But on the side of Mammoth Meatball, another team not around as long as Los Inklings, but I've heard their name before. They've been around for a good bit in the low level scene as well. So it'll be interesting. Two long-term low-ink teams facing off here for a chance at day 2, because this is a very competitive low ink in this day and age. With it's very hard to make the top bracket, alpha bracket, in the new low ink with as many teams as there is.
Yeah, both of these teams are looking to, make their path a little bit easier. But, it all starts right here. Game number 1, Undertow Spillway Rainmaker. One of my personal favorites, because I just think it's really funny. But from Los Inklings, we are going to see Hydra plus the Reflux from them. And on the side of Mammoth Meatball, going very interesting here, going with the Neo Stamper plus the Frozen Pro. So very interesting comp from both sides.
Yeah, very interesting. And as much as I want to say that this Hydra has significance besides a comfort pick, I really don't know. I think it's just a comfort pick, which isn't bad. That's not bad at all. Comfort picks are always, always your best picks, but that's the only way I see Hydra being used here. We see the Hydra able to take space here, actually. Unfortunately, they did go 3 down earlier, so they're on the back end, barely able to stop the checkpoint. Handy coming out, able to pop the Booyah. Great Booyah, able to get 1 and push everyone else back. That should be able to allow Los Inklings to push up and take space here. They do grab the Rainmaker, they do have mid control, but will they be able to push up enough to get that checkpoint and get the lead?
That's what they're looking to do. The hammer coming out, plus Hammy as well. Marrow there, able to get 1, able to get 2, shutting that push down before I had a chance to start. Getting a 3rd one onto Slug there, and that will be the end of the push. Los Inklings are forced to back out here, but very, very good job from Mammoth Meatball, or Marrow specifically, for just getting a good flank and just really capitalizing on it. Now popping a crab, trying to, force out Los Inklings once again. The Booyah Bomb will force them away at least a little bit here as they're trying to set up on this left-hand side. However, Los Inklings, they're going to be there to shut that push down before he even has a chance to start.
Yeah, Mammoth Meatball 2 down, that does give a little space to Los Inklings, but unfortunately Los Inklings goes 2 down as well there. Which pretty much, the Booyah Bomb is able to take space, but it's very dead even here, so we're not going to see much, pushing up. But the Hydra will be one, that's a good pick. The Cooler will be able to get the Stamper back in pretty quickly, but the aggressive positioning from the Hydra is forcing Mammoth Meatball to really play far back and try and take fights, let the fights come to them, which in most cases is not too good. We see here that Mammoth Meatball should be able to. They're kind of just playing back. They're allowing Los Inklings to play space, but they're playing defensively, pretty much telling Los Inklings to come at me, which they do, and they're able to get 2. They're able to get the checkpoint here, and they're able to get that lead.
Yeah, able to get that lead halfway through the game. Los Inklings threatening to get even more points. Teresa there with the Hydra just unloading the barrel at Mammoth Meatball, trying to get them out. Meryl able to get Hammy down, but the Zuka able to at least clear out some space for equals to get more points on the board. 35 points remaining, 2 members down for Los Inklings, but Mammoth Meatball are very, very far pushed back here. The question is, can they find an opportunity to get in and get points on the board? They do pop a cooler to try to help them at least a little bit here as they're starting to start their advances though, but Mero is going to go down. A very, very big boon in their side here, but let's see how they're able to break passes, because even though Hydra not very widely seen, Teresa there is able to hold down just a lot of space and just threaten Mammoth Meatball from approaching them.
Yeah, and a bit of a, in my opinion, questionable play there. Really just pushing the Rainmaker, trying to keep it in Mammoth Meatball's base, but that brings your backline down. Like, you don't have a backline now when you do that, and that's 2 down on the side of Mammoth Meatball. So they're able to do a lot with it. The checkpoint going down, Teresa going down, but not really able to do much more here. Mammoth Meatball, they're keeping the space though, which is really good. They're able to just stay alive, try and keep the space here, try and potentially play for picks here, able to, force the rest of those Inklings back. The Rainmaker looks like it's going to reset here, which it will. Under a minute left here, but the control is on the side of Mammoth Meatball. They just need to get picks, and they need to push forward to get that Rainmaker. They are able to get the first pick.
That's
Crab
good.
Coming out. They're able to bring the missiles. This is the start of the
Oh, wait, wipe out. Uh-oh, they're in scoring distance. Sean with the Rainmaker. All of Mammoth Meatball is going to be there. They're going to get wiped out. However, you see on the top of the screen, they got the score by 2 points. Pro tag on that left-hand side, giving jumps to their team. Member of Los Inklings is going to go down there. 20 seconds remaining on the board. If you're Los Inklings, you cannot afford to go down there, but Mero has other things in mind. 1 member, 2 members going down for Los Inklings. 10 seconds remaining. Hammy trapped in the corner, trying to do what they can to keep themselves alive. Mammoth Meatball just peppering that spot and making them come out and approach Mammoth Meatball if they want the win here. Overtime has started though. The Rainmaker clock is gonna keep on ticking. 15 seconds remaining. If you're Hammy, you have to go. Teresa gonna go down there. Slug going into a fight. They're gonna go down. Hammy's gonna go down, and that will do it. The last gasp for Mammoth Meatball is all they needed to break through and get that lead, and they're able to hold on to snatch game number 1 away from Los Inklings.
An actual heist has just occurred. That was amazing. That was Mammoth Meatball played that so well when they had that space. They were able to play up. They were able to fight for picks. They got 1 pick. They got 2, and everyone else just kind of took the. It felt like Los Inklings were taking fights to try and keep control, but they were just taking the wrong fights in a way. Like, you saw. They were trying to push up, but it felt like it was like just one after the other, where they were all like taking these one-on-one fights. When realistically in that situation, you're better off playing two people on one side, 2 people on the other side, or 3 people on one, 3 people, all 4 players together. You just don't want to take one-on-one fights when you're playing defensively like that. You want to try and have as much of an advantage as possible going into every team fight. And it just felt like they kept taking those one-on-ones, which, if you win, that's good, but if you lose, then suddenly something like we just saw happens where they're able to get the lead.
Yeah, by the skin of their teeth, by the way, because if Los Inklings spawned a second earlier, that would have been the game right there. But, that's all in the past. If you're Los Inklings, you got, you got a little chip on your shoulder, but you gotta pick yourselves up and get a game number 2, Clan Blitz Crab Lake Capital. And I think this would be very, very good, or at least a little bit in favor of Los Inklings, mainly because of Teresa on that Hydra, which can just kind of sit on the grates and just dare Mammoth Meatball to approach. Yeah.
Los Inklings, I think their comp is favored here on this map. But if you're Mammoth Meatball, what you want to do most likely is always try and have it's again the coordination, the team fight type situation. You want multiple people going after that Hydra if they're in a vulnerable spot, or try and just dodge until they're charging, because the Hydra has a long charge. So your best bet is trying to either play 2v1s for the Hydra or catch them off guard. We do see the Hydra, same comp coming out from the side of Los Inklings. I believe the same comp coming out from the side of Mammoth Meatball as we get into the second match.
Yeah, both these teams are ready and raring to go. Let's see who will come out on top. Mammoth Meatball looking to just close the set out and at least win this set 2-0. But we're gonna see here both teams in a bit of neutral here. Pro Tag gonna go down there as we see as Los Inklings doing what they can to just take a lot of space and doing that really well. Him with the bleed, I'm able to get Marrow down, and you see how quickly Los Inklings is deciding to push up. Zuka's gonna come out as well, as well as another Booyah Bomb. 3 members down for Mammoth Meatball, looking for the 4th. There's a delayed wipe, and Los Inklings is in, looking to build up a ball here.
Yeah, I love that aggression. It was very well coordinated. I could see like every step of the plan, and I loved how they got one pick, but they weren't afraid to push in together to try and get more. We see 3 down on the side of Los Angeles. That's a wipeout, but I think they're more than fine with that. They got it down to 50. They just have to defend the counter push that's probably going to be coming any second here. We see that the Mammoth Meatball doesn't really have the clams to really counter push here, but they should be able to get close, if not have the clamps. They just need the space. They get the ball. They need the space. They have the mid space, but you were talking about the Hydra. The Hydra is really good at keeping them from pushing up any further here. You see the Zuka coming out, unfortunately getting taken down. Hammy's in an unfavorable spot, but the Wiper there is able to collapse in and help Hammy. Hammy gets another one. Great counter play from the side of Los Inklings there. A great decision to be able to help out Hammy there, and suddenly they're in the driver's seat again, ready to push and ready to get another score.
Turning the wheel of fate in their favor is going to work out for their Hammy, going for the score, able to get it. Zuka's coming out from Los Inklings as well, trying to get a couple picks before getting more clams in, and Mammoth Meatball is falling once again. Hammy with 3 more clams, they're going to go down. A Pro Tag Slug going to go down as well. 3 members down, Jumper coming in. Equals not quite able to get it in, and that will be the end of that push. Teresa going to go down once again, and now the question becomes for Mammoth Meatball, can they break through? Because they were in the spot last time. They got 3 members up. They got clams, but can they really can they finish that is the question. Can they get the ball and can they get these clams in? The question that needs to be asked here. And so far, they're looking really good here. Sean trying to dodge that hammer. Emerald with the hammer coming out for their own, trying to do what they can, throwing it, not quite able to get a pick. But again, it looks like Mammoth Meatball is going to be stuck in mid and unable to push forward.
Yeah, and they keep trading, which, we've talked about it a lot in these sets, but the more you trade out your teammates, the better it is. We see the Booyah coming out, or I don't think it did. Couldn't tell there what happened, but unfortunately, that does cause one person to go down. Slug with the cooler able to get back in quickly. Or no, they don't have cooler. That's Mammoth Meatball that has cooler. But they were able to get back in pretty quickly. Either way, the Booyah Bomb coming out is able to take space. We see here Equal is actually pushing up a bit here, trying to take that bottom space, trying to maybe take a 1v1. They bring out the hammer. They're barely, Mono able to outplay Equals there. Able to kill, unfortunately gets traded out right afterwards, but another one going down to Booyah Bomb. Hammy's in a very good spot to push up. They're in a great spot with 1:30 left here. They have 2 balls, they have space. Hammer coming out, not able to get anybody. Goes down, unfortunately. Marrow there as well, trying to push up. But 1 finally going down on the side of Los Inklings. 2 going down on the side of Mammoth Meatball, though. Good trades from the side of Los Inklings. And they're just they're fine with their comp, just contesting, but not pushing. They're fine just holding this mid space, forcing Mammoth Meatball to actually push and take fights. They're in the driver's seat in this game right now.
Yeah, they are halfway through the clock. Equals able to get Marrow there, canceling out that crab. They can just sit while not being passive, they can just sit and kind of force Mammoth Meatball to come to them. Equal is just doing what they can to keep themselves alive and keep Mammoth Meatball out. Pro Tag, you see as well, just trying to balance the claim, who has the power claim and who doesn't. 30 seconds remaining on the clock for Mammoth Meatball. They need to find a way in and a way in fast, but Los Inklings, they are not buckling under the pressure. They're gonna stay right here, right where they are, and force Mammoth Meatball to make mistakes that they can capitalize on. But can they do that is the question. Emerald going for Slug in the corner. They're able to get it. 2 members down. Booyah Bomb coming out for Los Inklings. Sarisa gonna go down, but Amy with the Booyah Bomb saving it for just a second, but another one's going down as well. They throw the power and they get it, but can they get an extra 30 points on the board? There it is. There's only 2 more. Clans looking for him. Pro Tag gets it. Gets it. They get the win. Los Inklings at the last second, at the 11th hour. Unfortunately, just wrong place, wrong time. They were unable to hold on a little bit longer. And shout out to Mammoth Meatball, I will say, for just biding their time, because let's be real, for most of the game, they could not get out of mid. They were stuck, like they were stuck in quicksand. And unfortunately, or fortunately for them, they just found that one opportunity that they needed. They found that one opening, they took it, and they did not look back. So Los Inklings, that's gotta hurt.
Yeah, that you had that. You literally, it was, you just play defense, you play for picks, you try not to get complacent, you try not to autopilot, and one person getting caught out going a little bit too far, and it all crumbled. It was like one leg of a chair getting knocked out, and it just falls. It was, you have to wonder what went wrong there. It felt like both teams were playing really well for the most part. Both teams, I mean, obviously Mammoth Meatball, they were getting caught out a lot, but they were playing really well at, stopping the pushes after the first initial push happened. They were really well at keeping control of their basket, not allowing Los Inklings to move up to it, but they were really playing back. They were just trying to force mistakes out of Los Inklings, and they forced a mistake. They forced, one person to go too far. They get caught out, and they took full advantage of that one pick. They took space. They played to their team play really well. You saw that they were using their specials to try and not just get kills, but they were creating a lot of space. And overall, they were playing extremely coordinated. At the end, they're able to just muster up enough to just get that win.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we're going to see if Mammoth Meatball can do it once again, or will Los Inklings get a game out of this as we go to game number 3, Splat Zones Mako Mart. The Zones classic. Everyone knows this. Yeah. Everyone loves this. Actually, a lot of changes from the side of Los Inklings. We're just going over to the Order Splatling. Equal is going over to the Custom Blaster, and Slug going over to Roller. So very different from them. And from Mammoth Meatball, the only real change is going to be Meryl going to the Vanilla Stamper with the Zip Caster. Let's see, will that work out for them? And so far, Los Inklings going to take a strong start here.
Yeah, I'm not opposed to the heavy switch here. Heavy allows you to play a bit more aggressively than that Hydra. So they'll be able, if they get flanked, they'll be able to take space here and have that ability to get out. We see 1-for-1 trade on the side of both sides. Nothing really budging so far. Another 1-for-1 trade, but that's the special gone for the side of Mammoth Meatball. Zipcaster coming out, getting killed there. Another one going down on the side of Mammoth Meatball. Los Inklings has control now. They have Mammoth Meatball 3 down here. They're able to play they're able to play here, just try and force mistakes, try and getting aggressive, actually, able to get 1, able to get 2. That's great for the side of Los Inklings. They're really, they've been playing pretty passively after they get here in the first few. They realized they need to play up here and try and tick that down as fast as possible. We see all the way down to 15. This is getting close to being a knockout. Fortunately, I don't think they together and get that win. Just a little bit too late, but you never know with glowing. We'll have to see how that one game can, if they are able to, move up in rankings with that one game. But that was a very quick game.
Much like what the Fuzz from last set, Los Inklings doing a bit of deja vu here, just locking in for that last game to, salvage something from this set. But like you said, they played well. They started, like, the first 2 games, they were very passive whenever they got objective, but now, like we saw, they went really aggressive. They went into the face of Mammoth Meatball, and they were able to win the game. But you gotta ask a question: this could have turned out to be a different set if they, played, more aggressively, especially in that second game. Because for that second game, they had mid, but they just refused to push up and really take the fight to Mammoth Meatball. But they did it that last game, and it worked out in their favor.
Yeah. Like you said, we were talking about the complacency in the first 2 games. They had good leads. They were fine just playing back. They had, they have a Hydra, they have Booyah, they can stall. But that means that when you're playing complacent like that, when you're playing defensively like that, one little mistake is enough to just crumble. And we saw that in both games. That was perfectly summed up in the first 2 games, where Mammoth Meatball were playing time, they were playing together, and they were just waiting for one little mistake from the side of Los Inklings, and they pounced on it. And they got the lead in the final seconds of the first game. They got the lead in the overtime in the second game. They bided their time until they struck, and they struck hard. But Los Inklings in this third game, they chose, instead of playing back, playing on the zone, they pushed forward as a team. They played together as a team, and that's why the zone stayed in their favor for the entire game, pretty much.
Yeah, shout out to Mammoth Meatball. Shout out for Los Inklings for giving us a really, really entertaining set for round 3. But with that, that'll be it from us, not from the stream, but from us too today. But before we go, a little bit of house cleaning to do. Jake, where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter on Blue Sky at JakeRoot0. You can find me on Twitch. You can find me all around the Splatoon 3 category on Twitch as well. Topic: where can these lovely viewers find you, though?
You can find me over on Twitter at Topical2. Find me on Discord. If you're gonna be at Riptide in, hold on, let me.
Oh yeah,
2 weeks.
Oh god.
Yeah, in 2 weeks, it's gonna be fun. I'm gonna be there, and with that, we're both gonna be there. Cool.
Yeah.
With that, that'll be it from us. But don't go anywhere, because coming up to you, we have Nox and Grace on the mic. So enjoy, and that'll be it from us.
Pay the front line, take the don'ts. He's coming out again for a new point. Get your bets down, ladies and gentlemen. 4-4's the point, mark 4. Ace, deuce, scrap, wants 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 4. Scrap, wants 4. Who wants the hard 4? 5 wants 4.
Check me out, y'all.
9 a winner. Got a hot hand. Place your bets, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, 4, and he made us the hard way. Pay the front line, takes the hard. We have a shooter and a good one. Coming out for a new point. Get your bets now, ladies and gentlemen. He's a rolling point as 9. Place 9. Place 9. 8 shooting for 9. 5 shooting for 9. He's a rolling point as 9. Place 9. 8 shooting for 9. 5 shooting for 9. Who wants to come? 6 the point.
Check me out, y'all.
Hand. Place your bets, ladies and gentlemen. 9 a winner. Got a hot bets, ladies and gentlemen.
So funky. So funky.
Check me out, y'all.
8 shooting for 9. 5 shooting for 9. He's a rolling point is 9. Place 9. 8 shooting for 9. 5 shooting for 9. Who wants to come? Place 6.
So funky. So funky.
Coming out again for a new point.
So funky.
Bets down, ladies and gentlemen. Who wants the hard 4?
So funky.
5 wants 4.
Check me out, y'all.
4 4's the point, mark 4.
So funky.
Ace deuce scrap, mark 4. Ace deuce, deuce.
So funky.
Scrap, mark 1. 9 a winner. Got a hot hand. 9 a winner. Got a hot hand. Place your bets, ladies and gentlemen. 9 a winner. Got a hot hand. 9 a winner. Got a hot hand. Who wants to come?
Check me out, y'all.
9 a winner. Got a hot hand. Place your bets, ladies and gentlemen. 9 a winner. Got a hot hand. Place your bets. 9 a winner. Pay the front line, take the don'ts. He's coming out again for a new point. Get your bets down, ladies and gentlemen. 4 4's the point, mark 4. Ace deuce, who wants to come? 6 the point, who wants to come? 6 the point, who wants to come? 6 the point. Plays 6.
charity. The enemy you're fighting covers all society. Damn right, mom's not here, gonna fight all night. Right here, shadow 10 o'clock direction. Seize the moment, then destroy the nation. You rhyme slow motion, give me motivation. Breathe out now, and then on the rival. Round up around, spit out, all over. Rhyme like a rolling stone, come in the crowd. Watch out the moon, they this too loud. Just want this sound and bombs whole ground. Surround up, don't ease your pace, cause enemies brutal. Moment of truth, there ain't no truth. You're the only one world, one law. But the battle goes on, shadows all mass destruction.
Oh yeah, down, 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 baby, baby, down, 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 down. Oh yeah, down, 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 baby, baby, down, 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 down. Oh yeah, down, 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 baby, baby, down, 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 down. Oh yeah, down, 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 baby, baby, down, 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 down.
Battlegrounds right here. It's a man's world. Gotta get ready for this right here. Hey yo. Here's a wake, anger breathes out, face reality. Never be charity. The enemy you're fighting covers all society. Damn right, mom's not here, gonna fight all night. Right here, shadow 10 o'clock direction. Seize the moment, then destroy the nation. You rhyme slow motion, give me motivation. Breathe out now, and then on the rival. Round up around, spit out, all over. Rhyme like a rolling stone, come in the crowd. Watch out the moon, they this too loud. Just want this sound and bombs whole ground. Surround up, don't ease your pace, cause enemies brutal. Moment of truth, there ain't no truth. You're the only one world, one law. But the battle goes on, shadows all mass destruction.
Oh yeah, down, 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 baby, baby, down, 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 down. Oh yeah, down, 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 baby, baby, down, 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 down. Oh yeah, down, 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 baby, baby, down, 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 down. Oh yeah, down, 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 baby, baby, down, 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 down.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Low Ink. We are going to be jumping into round 4 here. I'm Nox, joined here by Grace. Looking forward to getting into this.
Hello, Nox. It is a wonderful pleasure. The last time I commentated with you 5 moons ago, it was the most wondrous occasion, and I'm so happy to be back.
We were so normal on that SOS. We were being so normal.
Yes, I'm so normal. That's like my whole thing. I'm just so normal.
We're so normal here.
Yes. There's a Grace!
There's a Grace.
There's a Grace and Eternal Bloom! Oh my gosh.
But we've got Eternal Bloom and the FPS here. And that is... It should be an exciting set, hopefully. You never know with Swiss games what you're gonna get. We're far enough in Swiss now that they should be starting to level out, if I'm remembering how Swiss works.
Yes, actually, both of these teams are 0-3, like, in sets total. I think, the FPS did take a game off of their team last round, but yeah, both of these teams, 0-3 records. They're fighting it out right now. Maybe one of these folks is going to be able to get into, like, Gamma, but...
Yeah. 3-3 used to be a very safe Gamma score. I don't think it is anymore, but back in my day, back in our day, Grace. Millennia ago. 3-3 used to be safe, guys. Sometimes 3-3 would get you beta back in the day. I hate to say it. It doesn't work like that anymore.
No. Now you have folks who are just... Everyone runs Dread, and everyone's evil. Lowing. Lowing's changed, guys.
There were still evil people in Low Ink in Splatoon 2. Let's get the record straight here. There was missile spam in Splatoon 2.
Ooh.
Never forget the missile spam. It was worse than anything we have going on in Splatoon 3 to me.
You know, that is so true, because at least with, like, other stuff, at least you're fighting most of the time.
Exactly.
With missiles, it was just looking at each other, whistling from across the map.
Me and you junioring in S2, getting our armors.
No, it was like, alright, I can get my armor in the first 7 seconds. Can you, can you do anything else?
But we are going to get into it here on Tower Ship Shape, a notoriously very steamroll heavy kind of map. And I'm going to hype up the fact that there are 2 heavy edits, because I'm a firm heavy edit believer, and I think pencil's kinda trash.
No, but like, I get that. Like, the mobility, it's fun. Like, I'm happy to see it a lot more too.
The double special saver... Sorry, not to work on this. 2 special saver mains.
They're prepared to be perished, I think.
They are prepared to be perished. But they also have Tacticooler, so I'm confused about the special saver.
Listen, you just don't see the vision, Nox, okay?
I don't, you're so right. Love the S-Plus coming out.
Yes, I was gonna say the S-Plus, I love it. I love the new Pro, it's really cool.
Yes.
Did they, like, go into Crab to avoid all the things that was being thrown at them? And then they survived, too, so it worked.
Yeah, their Crab got blown up in the process. But yes, as Crabs do these days. Beetle is coming out is a weapon we've been seeing simultaneously more. We've been seeing a pretty consistent amount of for a long time, but we've definitely been seeing it used some at top level lately. Like FT Win was using it in Splatoon World Champion Series. I'm surprised I remembered what the letters in SWS stand for. I'm not gonna lie.
No, I was so proud of you. Like, I was waiting and I was ready. I was ready for it to happen here. But already, like,
I got that.
like the first minute or so. It's just kind of a big brawl for mid. It feels like neither team is really able to, like, break through at all. I don't know if it's just the back and forth. I don't know if it's, like, not being able to take enough 2v1s, and then when you finally do, you just go down numbers anyways here. Maybe this is why they're going special saver here, Nox, because they foresaw this.
It almost feels like they're not really pushing up with their specials. They're just using their specials and hoping to hoping that the specials will find what they need. But Eternal Bloom now really moving forward at this first checkpoint. Probably going to be able to break through it with the S-Blast and Brushwork located where they are. Now going to be able to go through, claim that left side, ice riding this tower like a good anchor player does. And just actually making some progress here. We could start seeing a steamroll, but nobody's pushed up on the right, so I don't think we're going to see it the way we usually would.
Yeah, I was gonna say, they were playing very much around the tower, like, protects the president a little bit, ice being the president, but Grace is like, wouldn't it be crazy if I crabbed and then just got some more points on the checkpoint? Which I appreciate.
And, like, absolutely. We are seeing 2 players go down. I imagine we're gonna see Mouse. That took a second to process, because usually there's an S and not a C there. But we saw people back off in a very smart way after they went 2 down. They didn't have to lose all of mid, but they backed off enough to get to keep the space they had earned without getting heavily punished. But as I say that, Dreadringer Reef Slider does Dreadringer Reef Slider things.
Always, always. It's just like, somebody posted recently on Blue Sky that like hot take they think that Reef Slider is like a top 4 special, top 5 special, and now
Yeah.
people are really taking that, and I think that's because of the rise of Dread quite a bit. Like people love it for zones, people love it just in general, but interesting to see it on TC because I feel like it's hard to make it work with like the weird tower itself, like it blocks a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I think that you'd want to use it to create openings to break in your teammates. Like, I know there are some top players that play Dreadringer that tend to jump out after using Reef Slider, and that's probably not ideal. You probably want to stay in and fight with it and have your teammates there to fight with you. You want to use it to create openings rather than... Oh, let's go, Ice. Let's see that triple.
Frontline edit.
Absolutely.
See, this is what happens when you... Wait, are they the one with special saver? This is what happens
No.
when you don't use special saver.
Exactly.
Exactly.
But also, Pencil literally can't get a triple like that. Just physically cannot do that. It can kill 2 people at a time. It has a max. A hard max.
You're spreading the pencil hate here, which obviously both teams agree with because
That's
they're
my
not
current
really happy
propaganda.
either. Your propaganda, no, literally.
It is. Everywhere I go right now, my own channels, I am out here spreading Pencil hate.
That's so funny. No, honestly, like I see it though, and like with Paintbrush, I've been seeing that a bit more too recently for some reason. So a lot of these, or both of these teams, are just like with the times. Like they're ahead of the
Absolutely.
curve more than me, who's still
Absolutely.
playing junior.
I don't know what I play.
Oh no.
I've been in a weapon crisis since Splatoon 3 came out. It's fine. It's fine. We're seeing Grace up here with this crab again, looking to pressure out the edit, it seems. Seems like they've decided on the edit at the end, but not going to be able to. Does slow down any pushes from the FPS, though. Eternal Bloom really just needs to stall time off the clock right now. They don't need to do anything crazy. But they also don't have a checkpoint lead, so they do need to play somewhat safe and maybe a little early on that Booyah Bomb.
Yeah, and I mean, it doesn't really open up mid at all for them, which I think you're right that it was a little bit early here. And I like what Eternal Bloom is going for, like keeping up the offense, because, I mean, the time's ticking down. You don't even want them to get onto the tower itself. So to secure their win there, Eternal Bloom, 1-0. Very nice job.
Very nice job. They did a great job of finding the space they needed and optimizing it. And not overextending at the end there. I do think that Booyah Bomb should have been held as a GG special, as Tower Control has the privilege of having. Another thing that we luckily don't have anymore. GG Ray.
Listen, every morning I wake up and I'm so thankful that she's gone.
As everyone should be. If you never played Splatoon, competitive Splatoon 2, you gotta go back and watch some of the old tournaments and just see the horrific crimes Ray would create.
Oof. Straight up crimes. I mean, thinking
Truly
about
vile.
thinking about the last game, something that was really interesting was that I think Eternal Bloom really played next to Ice, so their heavy edit like the whole time, which is interesting. Like usually if there's an edit, it's like you stay in their like zone of influence, like wherever they can poke and prod and pick people off for you, or like get some stray shots so that you can get a kill easier. But I feel like they were like protecting them. Maybe they were really focused on making sure that no flanks happened either. It was just interesting.
It was really interesting. It almost seemed like they were treating the heavy edit more like a mid-line than a true like backline, which I always appreciate. I think heavy edit plays much more in a mid-line anchor role than a backline anchor role, if we're gonna get really nitpicky.
No, that's so true though, because it can I don't, like it gives not vibes a little bit. You know what I mean? So it can do a lot of that like give and take that midlines can actually do. Like you don't always have to anchor really firmly.
No, it can also do support. It can also do a little bit of slaying, as we saw with that triple. The nice thing about a heavy edit, or Splatlings in general, but heavy edit, if you're gonna run a Splatling right now that's not a mini, is probably what you're gonna run. It just really allows you a lot of flexibility. It allows you to play at a faster pace, which Splatoon 3 loves faster pace. And it just really enables your comp to explode forward more easily, rather than just having to slowly clear everything. And also, this is a very hot take. I think it paints in a more efficient, useful way than pencil.
Whoa. Once again, shots fired. Nox hates pencil so bad.
This is not news. This has been brewing for months.
No, listen, but understandably so here. Looking at the comp differences, well, both teams are going to trade out at the start. Their ice, perhaps an old armor player back in the day because they got that cooler. Really,
They got that cooler. They knew what they were about.
Yes,
Look,
and I mean,
there is a privilege in get special in 10 seconds, and if your weapon can do it, it can be useful.
yes, you might as well. You know.
Exactly.
Speaking about specials in 5 seconds too, Mouse there on the sploosh. I love sploosh for Rainmaker. I think it is so fun. It is definitely where sploosh thrives. And the hammer basically, oh, well, they did go down as I said that Nox. But it usually is really great at helping get the Rainmaker in specifically. It paints the path,
Yes.
it murks everyone in front of you. It's just great.
It really is. I think Sploosh is it's a very classic Rainmaker pick. It's not one we see as much in this day and age, but there have been eras throughout Splatoon's history where we have seen so much Sploosh gameplay for Rainmaker and only Rainmaker. Because it is, like you were talking about, really, the hammer is really useful at getting people in. It's really good at grabbing the Rainmaker, it's really good at popping the Rainmaker, and along with that, it's really good at getting a fast pick if it needs to. So it just allows comps to play very flexibly.
Yeah, which also Heavy Edit is very good at. I just think their
Exactly.
comp is really fun, and like the pro, people really love that new pro, which I
Feels
agree.
good. It's,
Yeah, like
I'm
the
gonna say,
missiles. Yeah.
I do have to say, it is K-Shot again.
Oh, you know,
Just don't think about that too hard, though.
you just shattered my world.
I'm so sorry, but it is K-Shot again. Which is so fun. Also, I hope that pro just holds forward. Yes!
Yes,
Let's
yes.
go! Get that lead! Oh,
Whoa, they're
whoa,
bobbing and
oh,
weaving,
oh,
Ross!
They're bobbing and weaving!
That was crazy. And then, oh my gosh, and then Mouse, did they throw the hammer? Am I hallucinating? Perhaps. Oh my gosh, the
Perhaps.
strike's coming out, completely leading
the
the way.
strike's
The
got
T-Tech
two?
wants to grab,
The
and
T-Tech
they're gonna
has
go off
them.
the side.
Oh!
That was
That was
so
crazy.
good. They like
Really great.
matched each other's momentum so well.
Exactly, and really great awareness there from the pro to go, wait, there's nobody in front of me.
Yeah.
Let's go free points.
Free points, free points. They're holding mid. What if I don't even go into mid and I
Who needs
stick around the
mid?
side?
And see, this is a
Yes.
skill only Rainmaker can teach. You can't be a Rainmaker hater because this is the skill Rainmaker teaches you, to me.
Listen, no, me too. I think Rainmaker is so funky. I get, but Grace, it can be stalled. I don't know, just kill them when they're stalling. Am I right?
Just be the better player.
Just
Just out mechanic. It's easy.
but really, I think it's so fun to watch. I love it
I
so much.
think so,
Humpback
too.
specifically.
It's
like,
my favorite
seeing
Rainmaker
teams-
map.
Yeah, wait, it's like up there for me too. It might even be my favorite. Like the way seeing teams have to maneuver in the plat is really interesting because you have so much, like there's so much overhang and the enemies spawn to where it's so hard to
Yes.
push up. So it's just fun like seeing people pull out ways to get past it.
Yeah, I will say, in the Splatoon 2 days, I was also a big Manta Rainmaker fan, just because it was so funny when a team would end it in 30 seconds.
Oh
Like,
yes, like through the cut,
There's,
like yes.
Yeah, there's nothing funnier. And the first time I pulled that off with a competitive team in a scrim, it was like, oh, nothing will ever beat this level of dopamine in my brain.
Nothing will ever
This
beat
is
this moment.
unachievable.
Rainmaker
Which
just
is so
continue.
fun. But it's good that they've given us checkpoints because that shouldn't have been allowed.
Yeah.
Humpback
I
also used to be
agree.
very guilty of that 30-second crime.
Mhm.
Not to the same degree as Manta or Blackbelly, but it was up there.
Oh, Blackbelly, my beloved.
Blackbelly, my beloved.
I was gonna say you're behated. Like,
Yeah.
Speaking of my behated, no, I'm kidding. I actually
Absolutely.
really like. I do like Barnacle and Dime. I said this before on the record. I like the fountains when we like load into the map and you see the overview.
It is pretty.
I like the fountains. I think it's so fun. I love whenever
Yes.
there's water because then when you fall off the map,
It's funny.
it's funny. It makes me laugh. And
And you know
what greater
what?
joy is it to laugh?
At least the water maps in Splatoon 3 don't make it unplayable.
They don't lag you out of existence.
Yeah. This is me telling low ink players that didn't watch or play Splatoon 2 to go back and watch the Splatoon 2 tournaments.
Oh my god.
Now
that was
you will
crazy.
experience emotions
It
of all
was a
time. Undercover.
I was about to say undercover.
Okay, so they're double reef slider, which, like, fair enough, it's zones.
Interesting.
And they're really buffed up reef sliders at that, so they are insta-capping this thing.
Oh my
But
gosh.
it's not zones, is it? It's clams. I'm cooking. Why are they double reef slider? I was like,
Well,
well,
no.
it must be zones. There's 2 reef sliders.
Well, no, they're cooking. See, they're gonna reflight at the same time, pinch them
Oh.
on their stack. See, and where are they
Absolutely.
gonna go?
Absolutely. They will just get exploded. So
Exactly.
true.
See, Ross is already thinking about it. I already know that dread is like, I'm thinking about Pro Char right now. See, they reef slid on top of each other. 2 of them are down. Nox, they're cooking.
They're cooking. I don't know how to interpret this information. But good for them. This is the comp of all time. Their double reef slider is seeing more play even at top level. I don't think I love that, but that's okay.
Oh my gosh.
But we do see the dread go down. It seems like the FPS is starting to be able to stabilize. The undercover is trying to push forward alone. That is something an undercover simply cannot really do unless they do that. Which, like, reef slider privilege. So true.
Yeah. Oh, but they jumped all the way back. They were like, I did my purpose, y'all. I reef slid. I did the thing. It's time to leave.
Yes.
But their team
and
is
now
still holding mid pretty well. Like, they're not really
Yeah.
able to get in. They can't really get their stack back. Probably with the missiles, they'll be able to push up a little, but still.
Absolutely. The
They
Eternal
killed their friends with their missiles. No. Ross, no.
It's brutal to see, but those times do happen. It seems like the FPS is going, okay, you won the first 2. We want the 3rd one, though. You can't have all of them.
Listen, it helps your mental a lot to be able to win a game too.
Oh,
And also,
absolutely.
it just goes to show like we were a little more even matched in these games, despite what the score kind of shows here. I mean,
Absolutely.
their push was like a little, but I still think it's gonna get some points on the board, especially because
It's-
Barnacle and Dime, you can
It's
like
hard to get
0 to
points in.
100 sometimes.
Absolutely. But we are seeing a power clam going in from the Eternal Bloom. Seems like their shot's not going to be able to get follow-up there, being pushed all the way back to their stack, although the Dreadringer has jumped in. The note there, though, is there is a decav pushing both of them. The decav has that on lock.
Or not.
Or not.
Dun dun. No, but Eternal Bloom, I just feel like they never want to give up mid. It feels like every time the FPS even gets like a crumb of space, they just collapse back in on them, like we saw that with the decav. We're seeing this on the sides as well, like Eons is just holding it down. The decav again coming in trying to disrupt them, but like no cigars. They're still having trouble. Well, I just lied, Nox. I did just lie to your face because they do go two down.
Tentamissiles, well, and Tentamissiles do that sometimes. Tentamissiles love to make people liars, and we all forget that these days. We've had a break from them, which was so needed and enjoyed. Ooh. Oh. We're gonna see a push here most likely. FPS Duck looking to try and move forward, but not gonna be able to. The decaf has a bubble ready though. That Tacticaler is out, but the Heavy Edit's gonna have to back off as we are going to see the Eternal Bloom start moving forward here. It was. Okay, Echo. Sure. I guess.
That's
4 more
crazy. Where
points
did
on
they-
the board.
How did they get
That's-
in?
They just did. They did decaf things of what if I hold forward with my funny big swing, and you know what? Sometimes you hold forward with your funny big swing and it works great.
It did work. And I mean, Echo here wreaking havoc, ripping through them on this stack here. They're like, guys, we need to get them off the stack. Like, it's so over. The one power clam's gonna despawn, so that's good at least for some more momentum from the FPS. But like, we're like almost sub a minute left into this game, and not a lot of points on the board so far. Yeah.
To say something I say, I think every time I commentate Clamblitz, I really like to see opening pushes of below 60. Just so to see neither push even get there is always a little jarring to me. It feels very risky.
Yeah, and then like when overtime hits and you're panicking, it's really tough here. What I'm noticing a lot is that I think the FPS clocked how Eternal Bloom likes to play together. Like we talked about it on Ship Shape, how they love to like protect the president with their heavy edit, and that's really hurting them because of the missiles. And I think that's what's letting them have any room to work with is because of the missiles and because of how grouped up they are.
Yeah, and I think this map also has more chokes that they're having to play within. Like, usually I would consider Humpback to be a choke-heavy map, but not with how that game went. That was a Humpback Rainmaker moment. But this is definitely the most choke-heavy map they've had to like engage in with this format, and being bunched up on those just tends to be more punishing.
Yeah, very true. And I mean, they're still have a good hold of mid. Like they're on the stack already. Mouse here, unfortunately, going down. I mean, the Zuka helps to kind of cinch out another pick there, but they have to get all the way to that basket to make anything happen. The reef slider, gets all of those members, and then they're forced to the side. I think the
It's
FPS
not
is gonna be able
time.
yeah, they're gonna be able to get the game. They're gonna get a wipe. Oh, listen. All the games matter in low inks here. So the
Absolutely.
FPS, despite being 0-2 in the set, they're gonna take this last game and be able to make it a 1-2 instead.
One of the joys of Swiss is that everything you manage to claw out of it matters so much.
Yeah. Those mean
And, like,
tiebreakers.
Those mean tiebreakers. I think there used to be occasions where you would go 2-4 and still get Gamma. I'm sure those days are long, long gone, though.
Oh, they must be gone. It's terrible. Echo's dabbing on us. How wonderful.
I can't believe we're getting dabbed on in the year 2025.
In the big 2025.
But really great job there out of Eternal Bloom. In those first two games, they knew what they needed to do. They found the openings, or forced the openings, and got it done. The FPS found a great way to counterplay in that third game. And also, maybe they're just the better Clam Blitz team. Sometimes it does come down to, there's a team that's just better at Clam Blitz.
Yeah, it feels like that. Whenever I go up against PSG Blue and collegiate stuff, and there's a Clam Blitz in the set, you just kind of have to clasp your hands together and pray. There's nothing else that can be done. So, you know, maybe that's the vibe for the FPS as well.
It definitely could be. Because Clam Blitz is a mode that requires so much coordination. And it's not like Eternal Bloom doesn't have coordination, but it might not be the kind of coordination that Clam Blitz want. Because we saw them have great coordination in the Humpback Rainmaker game, where their shot was able to explode forward off of the momentum their pro created, I want to say. And that is what I want to say. I could have the first weapon wrong because they were holding a Rainmaker.
No, I believe it was. If my
We can
memory-
go with that I'm right. I
We
love
can-
being right.
yes, Yes, we will always go with that you're right all the time, every day.
That's a terrible plan. I cook up some ideas sometimes. Sometimes I need to be told I'm wrong.
No, you're never wrong. And speaking about being never wrong, here's my segue. I want to talk about a really cool event coming up in September that's not Riptide, it's actually after Riptide. The ever so
that
lovely
one?
Super Jump 6. Yes. Registration is open. We opened it up on StartGG. If you hate StartGG, I'm sorry, but it's the only thing that can handle the cray cray format that Toasty's beautiful mind has cooked up for us. $250 starting pool. If you want to donate or something, that'd be pretty cool, but we don't have enough money to make the prizes that big because we're running 3 super jumps this year, folks. So don't look at me like that. But yeah, you know the format's cool. Everyone makes day 2, different brackets for everyone. DE pools is super cool. So yeah, sign up already if you wanna, or if you don't wanna, maybe you should watch it. That'd also be pretty cool.
Yeah, you should at minimum be watching it. It's going to be stacked. It's a super
Yes.
jump. We don't know who's going to register yet because Splatoon players don't know how to register a month out from anything that's not a LAN.
It's devastating.
It is. But we can assume that the top teams will be there. It's a safe bet. We just saw Voy Locte play for $40 the other night. So they'll show up and play for most things.
No, listen, if there's one thing that can unite our top level scene, it's one crumb of money. And I can't, you know, I can't
McDonald's
hate them
Happy
for
Meal.
it. That's what I'm saying. 3 Whoppers, the other member gets a Coke. I think
And that's worth it.
yes, that's what I'm saying.
Maybe the other member can even get a French fry sometimes.
That's good. That's good. A small one, perhaps?
Yeah, a small one. We can't get too greedy.
You can't get too greedy.
But super jumps are always such a great time. They are one of my favorite events to get to watch or commentate, depending on what ends up happening. I love them. They are so cool.
Yay!
I love majors.
I love majors. I also love Super Jump's branding. I'm just gonna keep
Yes,
yapping.
it's so pretty.
It's so pretty. I remember when we were thinking about it and forming it, and we were like, what if it looks like the arcade floor? And I was like,
And it's
yes,
purple.
yes. And it's purple, yes.
I love purple.
And neon lights and stuff.
It's so good.
Yes.
It reminds me of Riptide,
Yes. The Riptide vibe.
the Riptide arcade.
Oh my god, yes. Oh, I can't wait to go to Riptide, and I will be seeing you. I'm gonna lock
Absolutely.
eyes with you across the room and run to you.
We can be brain rotted together in person.
Listen, and that might be too much for the room. We might blow it up.
We might, but also, what if it's just what Splatoon needs? We're in a bigger room this year. There's more space.
True, more room for enormous hug piles of all of the
Exactly.
commentators. Yes.
Exactly. It's gonna be so fun. Super Jump will also be so fun. Wow, there's so much Splatoon.
Yes, and we were just talking about that before. Well, first of all, September is like always a super busy
Yeah.
month because of Riptide, but also like what is it? In the Zone is today.
Yes.
Low Ink is right now, and you said there
There was an area cup this
Yeah.
morning.
Oh,
So if you like watching Splatoon, there's so much to watch. And also, if you talk a lot about Splatoon, you've got so much homework to just stay up to date right now. Fun fact, commentators should do homework.
that is very true.
The terrible fate of homework for Splatoon.
If you think about it, oh, do you remember those posts on Twitter where it was like, what if the Splatoon community was in one high school? Like, whose table are you? Whose table are you sitting at? I'd be
What,
so
we're doing
scared.
Tumblr College again?
That's literally the vibe. I love Twitter because sometimes it just becomes Tumblr. It was the best.
Look, Twitter becomes Tumblr, but 3 or 4 years later, all the time. It's a cyclical pattern that is so funny. But anyway, if you've seen drama on Twitter, anyone on Tumblr has seen it 4 years before you from a different
True.
person.
It's true, from a different fandom.
Sometimes, I mean, how much do I want to show that I know about Tumblr.com?
That's a wonderful question.
It is. I want to make a reference, and I'm trying to decide how niche of a reference it is. I don't know, surely people know about the Bone-Stealing Witch. I gotta believe people know about the Bone-Stealing Witch.
I'm so scared right now. Why is she taking our bones?
Oh, she's not taking your bones. She just kind
Okay.
of found some human bones, and everyone kept telling her it was unethical, and she went, eh. And then I think she ended up with somebody's amputated toe, but that was, like, consensual.
What?
Anyway, Tumblr's so normal.
Tumblr is so normal. Speaking of normal, I'm about to be so normal of the fact that we're gonna be watching a collegiate team.
Let's
I'm
go!
I'm rubbing my hands together right now with evil intent. I love
My undergrad
collegiate
has-
teams.
My undergrad university, the one I graduated from, whatever the fancy
Yes,
word
yes.
for that is,
Yes, yes.
has a couple of Splatoon collegiate teams.
No way, multiple? That's wonderful.
Yeah, I never participated in them. I just made them form and then left.
No, but that's like the most helpful thing that you can do, though. Ugh.
I was friends with the gaming club president there, and I was like, "What if we made Splatoon happen?" And she went,
Aw.
"Okay, sure."
Similar case for me as well at Drexel. Similar case.
It's important. It's important to have Splatoon places.
Yeah.
And the CCA is so cool.
Yes, I love CCA. Last season, I commentated every single week for them in the,
Let's
the spring season.
go.
I loved it. I'm still rubbing my hands together with evil intent here. I did
Absolutely.
actually face USF Gold as well.
Oh.
We did do 2 matches in one day, so they did 4-1 us.
But that's only because you had played already. You were
Yeah, it's
sleepy.
totally not because I was throwing or anything like that. Who would
No.
say that? Who
No,
said
it's
that?
just because you were sleepy tired.
Yes, and I'm always so EP.
Exactly.
I also want to talk a little bit about Appreciation Collective because that is such a cute name here.
It's
and I'm
so
pretty sure.
cute.
Yes, they are a team, and they got Div
Oh.
6 last Ludi season, and then they were Div 8 the season before. So I'm
Oh,
seeing
so
that
that's some
growth.
quick growth.
Yes, and they're 3-4 right now in Low Ink. So they lost. I think it was the last set there against This Is Fine, which is tough because you know This Is Fine. That's one of those Low Ink juggernauts. So still, pretty
Yes.
good record. They're
Absolutely.
in striking range of at least making day 2 in one of the
Which
brackets.
is, I mean, day 2 is just always such a great landmark to hit. I remember the
Yes.
first, to be ancient again. I remember the first time Inkling got day 2. That was huge. That was wild.
Yes, I remember watching iTap in Alpha, and everyone was so
Exactly.
excited. Yes. Ugh.
The ancient things we can reference, Grace.
My back is breaking as I speak.
I turned 27 in July. I don't know how to recover from that.
Oh no. Does that mean you're off your parents' insurance, or is that 26?
Oh, that's 26. I've been off.
Oh, I'm so
in
sorry
Canada
about
now,
that.
though.
Yay! Oh, yay!
I saw
Wonderful
the
news
bubble.
for you.
Simply move. It's so
Simply go
achievable.
away.
You don't need to get a study permit and a master's for sure.
You just did that for the love of the game.
For sure. It would have been so easy to get here.
You know
I
what
did
else
like
is
my
so
master's
easy?
though. It was a fun program.
Well, that is wonderful. You know what else I like? Umami ruins zones.
Absolutely, I love dual zone map.
Me too. They're so fun. That's why you need 2 reef sliders. 1 reef slider for each zone. Just for the love of it.
Yeah, just for the love of the reef slider, absolutely. And we are going to get into it here. Will we see double reef slider? From Team 1, 0 reef sliders.
0 reef sliders.
From Team 2, 0 reef sliders. We are seeing a reef sliderless game.
And an even
But we are
worse,
seeing a carbon.
I was gonna say an even worse state, Nox. There is a pencil.
Yeah, well, there's gonna be those. I've accepted that they exist.
So devastating.
I've been watching Brian play one today. Devastating for me.
Devastating news here. And speaking about
But-
devastating, okay, I'll stop with those. But both teams here, I don't think anyone has gone down either. Like, I mean, USF Gold is coolered up, and then they are gonna get 1 down because of that. But then Wumi's gonna go down there because of those missiles. I mean, still, like, both of these teams still have a good amount of presence in mid here. Thai TV's gonna go down. Oh, listen, the strikes and the pencil bearing down your neck, it's just impossible.
It is just impossible. I am very interested in seeing what the Carbon manages to do after this Zuka comes out. They have forced the pencil to back up. They are going to have to go over the top, looking to find one. Not able to. So close to a double, though. So close.
Yeah. Oh my! I bet they're kicking themselves right now. They're like, I hate hitboxes. I hate Carbon.
Absolutely. Why do I play the pool noodle?
The pool noodle spray. I've never heard that.
You've never heard Carbon called the pool noodle before?
No, that's so
I
funny.
thought that was normal vocabulary. I thought that one was actually.
No, listen, maybe I'm a freak though. It's okay.
I don't
Speaking
think
about
so.
being a freak, the strikes are coming out. And the members here of Appreciation Collective are struggling to get back into the zone. I mean, they're coolered up. Inker, though, is like ripping through here. They were moving around. And
They
that
were
does
schmoovin'.
like a one down on each side situation here, but still, like, they keep staggering a little bit here. It feels like any time they have a little bit of a ground before they can get a special to push up and actually make any space with the ground that they've got so far, they just get, like, poked and prodded through. Again, with the Carbon as well. Like, if they just throw themselves at you, you just go down.
Well, and they're also running that, not to bring it up again, but that heavy edit kind of allows them to play more like that. The heavy edit can keep up with them more, they can keep pace more, they can toss down paint in a more useful way for the Carbon more consistently. I am not necessarily saying it paints a lot more than pencil. I am saying it will paint your teammates' feet better than pencil.
Cherry heard you, Nox. They
Well.
completely got that heavy edit, which, I mean, that was, like,
It was clean.
yeah, I was about to say, that was such a clean retake of the zone, and I think getting that heavy edit is the reason for that. It's kind of like when you're pushing up, like, you're like the midline or like the support, and you're pushing up with your Slayer, and then they turn around and they get you instead of the Slayer, and you're like, oh, well, that's awkward.
that.
You gotta back up.
Yeah, you gotta go. I'm gone.
Yeah.
It's a rough situation to be in. Shore does get taken out by Fizzy on that heavy edit. Now, is that an iCarly reference? No, Gibbe is looking to move forward. Taking advantage of the splat bomb to really play it and cap the zone in a very safe way. USF Gold really just going to be looking to continuously recap here. Like, obviously better to hold, better to go for the KO. But they also should be aware that if they lose the zone, they just need to recap. They just need to put penalty points back on. It's all good.
Yeah, and I mean, oh my gosh, the combo there was that, like, they were chipped from the strike, and then the one shot, the slosh shot from Toffles finished them off. That was so good. And again, Appreciation Collective, they know how to push up here. They're coolered up,
They sure
they're
do.
coordinated, they've always pushed together, and the Booyah Bomb coming out too, that's just going to be devastating for USF Gold here. I mean, they still have the lead, and as I say that, TimeTV, they just dropped it to get that kill and then just jumped back. I respect the game here, and that does give
Absolutely.
them some room to push up, but their edit went down. Oh, that's going to be tough.
But they have Missile, they have Zuka, both of them are coming out. This should give them a good bit of space to move forward. The Carbon looking to find shore they're able to. They need to paint now though! Oh, they painted just in time, but no, the Slosher found them instead. The Edit now moving up with the Pro, but it might not be enough. There's one trying to push in from right. They're still keeping this zone neutral somehow, but they need to get the actual flip. They cannot hold it neutral for a full minute, and there's the lead going to Appreciation Collective. But a great effort from USF Gold to keep that flip from happening.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're Appreciation Collective, you're like, all right, now we just have to play the defense game. I mean, they have a fat penalty to get through. They have like 2 more tries to get back into the zone here, but USF Gold, like we said, they're so mobile, they're so good at working together here in the lockouts as well. Oh,
that's crazy. That goes crazy.
That was so good. And again, like they just lost that special to get the ender. The pencil's gonna go down. Oh, and the S Blaster is alone. I mean, the Booyah Bomb might not even be able to get off. Oh, it does. And wait, no, there's 2 down on USF Gold.
How'd that happen? But USF Gold is still holding one zone. We're seeing Thai TV looking to move forward quite quickly again. Fizzle grabbing their own cooler, trying to help paint over on that right zone. They're able to cap it. That's a wipeout onto Appreciation Collective. This should be the game.
Yeah, I mean, there's no way that they can get back into the zone in time. Even if the pencil throws themselves into the zone, there's no way that they can paint it. Yeah, and that's the game.
Exactly, and that's because Pencil takes a full second to charge up their shots enough to get 5 to paint.
And that's why you shouldn't run it.
Yeah, it is. A heavy edit look, a heavy edit couldn't have saved that situation. I'm not going to pretend it could. But a heavy edit can quickly paint something faster.
Listen, the aura alone would have gotten them back into the zone if they had a heavy edit.
Exactly. Anyway, I'm doing propaganda potentially too much. And that's fine with me. As we're going to go to Tower Control Mako Mart. Not the mode we always see it on, at least. I'll take it.
I will also take it. Mako is so interesting. I feel like the ledges are good for Carbon. I would be
absolutely
surprised if they changed. Also S-Blast. They'll probably keep those as well.
Yes.
I don't know about... I mean, Pencil's like good everywhere, I guess people say. But I mean,
I don't expect to see... I'm gonna be real. The Pencil player is gonna keep playing Pencil. Let's be so real here.
Listen, I've seen folks change it up. Have you seen the Pencil players that go Red Dapple from Rainmaker?
I respect that. Not to reference Brian the drummer, but as I do, I will reference Brian the drummer. Brian is an anchor player that originally played Charger and then became an Explo player, but would play Sploosh 7 on Rainmaker consistently. Sploosh 7 is the closest thing to the vanilla Sploosh kit in this game. Both have hammer. Very funny, very good Rainmaker weapon. Red Dapple, similar vibe of I will quick pop this. My team will still have cooler. I will run forward as a treat.
Exactly. And then you know that they can aim because you kind of have to aim with Pencil.
Absolutely.
Junior, on the other hand, I don't have to aim, so I wouldn't be able to do that, for example. But
I used to think I was bad at aiming when I played Junior, and it turns out I just thought every time I missed was not the RNG, but simply because I was bad, which made me so obsessive about aim drilling. And now my aim is insane because of derangement.
I'm so happy for you.
I don't think that was right. Sometimes you are deranged in life.
Yes.
This is what I get for playing. I did what was called Battle Junior back in Splatoon 2, where I would fight people with it. Not recommended. Play Splash.
Listen, Battle Junior is a mindset. I can't knock you for it.
And I did fully believe every other junior I thought I could beat. There was full confidence in my heart that that was true.
And listen, you believe in the heart of the cards.
Exactly.
And I think that's beautiful.
But we are not really seeing any significant comp changes here, if any at all. Maybe we've switched out a T-Tech for a Frozen Pro.
Mayhaps.
But that would be the only thing I'm really seeing that's shifted.
Yeah, I didn't even think to talk about the Slosher, of course, on Mako Mart as well.
Absolutely.
I mean, this is just totally their battleground here. Was that like a 15-second missile right at the start there? I'm getting flashbacks, and the strikes as well.
Yeah, we can't go back to the 15-second. We can't go back to quick specials, guys. We can't live that life again.
I can go back.
It's death ball time now. Don't you get it? We're done with specials. We are done with special spam. We have left it in the past.
Perhaps, or perhaps not. Cherry here.
What's up, Cherry?
2 picks. I'm telling you, playing around your heavy edit like it's a midline is so useful, so helpful, because nobody can run them down, and then if they try to run you down, they get punished for it.
Exactly. Whenever anyone tries to run at a Splatling that is fully charged, it is the funniest thing to me. It's like, what did you think was going to happen here? There was one outcome.
I've never done that before in my life. Haha.
Me neither.
Anyways.
I have never done that
3.
either, for sure.
Nox, there's 3 down.
Oh,
On the side of USF Gold. They are struggling
Appreciation
to get in
Collective?
here. Oh, well, never mind.
Oh,
It's too
well,
little bomb.
also, I will point out that I was wrong. The pencil did switch. Cherry was on pencil and is now on edit. I was cooking as a treat.
No, wait. That's crazy though, because that like
Look,
helped
edit's
them
better.
so much.
It did. Edit's so much better at holding its own. An edit can get a quad. A pencil physically can. And is that important? No. But it feels like it is.
In my heart, it is a little bit important here. Again, like Toffles playing around the edit, playing around Cherry so well here. That was really funny how they ate those missiles, because that's something I do all the time. I've died.
Sometimes you gotta eat them.
Sometimes I'm just so hungry.
Exactly. You need a snack mid-game. Maybe the missiles will take care of that for you. Oh, the Carbon's on a flank. Do they know? They don't know.
Oh, they don't know. Oh, they got 2 though.
That's so worth it. That's so worth
Yeah.
it for the Carbon.
I was gonna say that's gonna completely stop their push in its tracks. I mean, they still have mid. Like USF Gold is a little bit scared to approach here. Gibby's gonna drop in though, but Toffles here is trying to punish them. Oh, they couldn't quite hit them. Oh, that's so sad. But still having trouble getting in mid.
Absolutely, and we're gonna have some specials online here from Appreciation Collective. They're gonna be looking to move forward, but instead they go down to what looked to be a bomb of some sort, as Cherry is riding this tower, going to enable their teammates to move forward. The nice thing about having Edit on tower here is they can reach far enough on that left side to be able to not have to put a teammate there to allow the push to happen.
No, that's a really good point too. And I mean, looking at, oh my gosh, Inker, run away!
Inker, you gotta live!
You gotta live!
There's just 2 of you, you gotta live!
I feel like, again, like I think I've said this like 11 times already, but Appreciation Collective.
Heavy edit.
Yeah, no, yes, Cherry is cooking, and cooking to the point where they can't get into mid. USF Gold, I feel like they're like, they drop in sometimes, like we saw Gibby drop like a few times, but like the missiles, the overwhelming amount of paint, all the control on the stacks, and the S-Blast, oh my god, like they just can't drop from any ledges. It just feels like in this last minute, it's going to be a struggle to get in, period. Even to try to get in for a push.
And a push to 35 is not nothing on this map. Admittedly, you would prefer to see that second checkpoint cleared, but either way, Appreciation Collective has its checkpoint lead right now, which is what you always really want in a tower control game towards the end. It makes you feel much more comfy, it makes you feel much safer. The checkpoint lead is so important, mentally. And also, like, time-wise, it's way easier to take care of tower at a checkpoint than off a checkpoint.
And I mean, they haven't even 93 remaining. That is so tough. It is such a steep. Oh, wait, Ty, TV. I'll stop talking. Let's just look. Wait. They get the pick onto the slot. Oh, they solo missile them. Ty, run away.
You gotta do what you gotta do. Sometimes you need that Carbon out of there, and the only option is I will throw my entire special at you and only you.
That's
because
so
they're
funny.
right. Carbon is that much of a threat.
No, it is exactly. And you saw. Oh my gosh. Oh, they hate that slosher. They got them once again there.
Absolutely.
And
you gotta get them out.
Yes, and this is like one of the first moments that they've been able to get into mid a little bit there. And I think that's also helped to the fact that the heavy edit also just went down. So they're like slightly staggered. But again, they have that Booyah Bomb. I mean, unless they pick off that S-Blast, unless they do something.
But that's too early with the Booyah. Oh no, they've also got Trip Strikes. They have so many GG specials. Even missiles can kind of act as it for tower control.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Like, it's doable for USF Gold because a lot of these have been popped too early. Like, genuinely, they can still get on tower.
Oh, wait.
They don't quite make the jump, though! That was so doable!
That is
Appreciation
so upsetting.
Collective definitely used those specials too early, and the Carbon Tide TV was so close to making the jump onto that tower and just did not quite make it.
That is so unfortunate. It's
what
like
an
when...
exciting game 3, though.
No, yes! It's 1-1, which is so awesome, and I mean, they are tied, like they're both 3-4, which you know, that is the Swiss way.
That is the Swiss way.
But this could be the deciding factor between either making it to day 2, like depending on how their next match goes, but also depending on which bracket they get. Like this could be the difference between alpha or beta or gamma.
Grace, I don't know if you know this piece of Splatoon history, because I think it technically predates both of us a little bit. There used to be a Swiss tournament that ran on a Thursday night.
That sounds wonderful.
I mean, you've probably at least heard of it in passing. DNS was Swiss.
I didn't know. Wait. Okay, well that does make sense though, because some folks have asked SOS to be Swiss. And
Absolutely not.
I would say for every one person that asks us to do Swiss, there's 9 people telling us not to do Swiss. So
Look,
that makes
SOS
sense.
ends at
DNS.
such a good time now. SOS ends at such a nice time of night now.
I know. Listen, I remember.
It no longer goes past midnight all the time. It's so great.
I love it. I hated having. I was heading SOS when I was still in high school. So I would. It would be
Oh,
like
how the
late
time
night,
passes.
and I'm like I'm up late at night. I'm watching grand finals. Sayonara's beating somebody up, and I'm like, I have calculus at 8 a.m. tomorrow. I'm so tired. I just keep snapping.
I would commentate SOSs, and then I would commentate SOSs, and sometimes and often play in them after my longest days in undergrad, where I would have to drive an hour to my campus. I would go take a Latin class at like 9 a.m., which felt bad because it was only 50 minutes long. I would have like one other like midday class at like noon, and then I would have another class that went from like it would have gone from 4 to 7 because I was able to make it back in time to play SOS, but just barely. But my college had a bang energy drink vending machine that I frequented far too often on those days.
That is so funny. Listen, I have been known to, if I know that I have to talk to a lot of people one day, like for a club event, like a welcome week event, I will down a Red Bull, and that
You gotta
gets
do what
me
you
through
gotta
it.
do.
I gotta do what I gotta do. I need them to join the Splatoon team.
Exactly.
Anytime somebody's, I plan on, the ever so lovely Bug Slap, like the artist who also
Yes.
does plushies.
I am
I
familiar.
have the big man.
Oh, that's so good for advertising.
That's what I'm saying. So at the next Welcome Week event, I'm just gonna have it next to me, and somebody goes, "Hey, pretty lady, is that Big Man?" And I'm gonna go, "Yes, it is." I pull
You wanna
something
play
out from
Splatoon?
under me. Boom! Flyer. Play Splatoon. It's me,
Absolutely.
IPL Grace. They explode.
They do explode. They should know of you. Everyone should know of you.
Oh wow.
You're so
Listen.
powerful.
Listen, I'm trying to up my power level. That's why I love commentating. I think it's so fun.
Commentating gives you an ego in life. Nothing else can.
No, but it's so fun. I love it so much. You
It
know
is
what's not
so
fun
fun.
though? Crab leg.
I
The-
agree.
The masses do not like crab leg. We took one of the I forget, was it Rainmaker? We took one of the modes
Ooh, double
for
slide.
crab leg out from Super Jump because people just kept asking us.
And I do have to respect that. But I do want to point out the double mini on USF Gold Bear. Not the double mini, the double Splatling, the heavy edit, and
Whoa!
the
Oh,
I don't
big
remember
bearish.
the name of the new mini. Oh, I am
That's okay.
failing my pop quiz.
Nobody's gonna know. It's okay. Listen, they're already 2 down. They have already
That's
cracked
so
that
true.
checkpoint. Cherry
Cherry?
once again. Yes. On the
Cherry's
edit.
got... Look, Cherry, I'm just saying, maybe edit's
Oh.
just always the move.
Yes,
I will say
yes.
though, Inker, great awareness there to make that flank, to make that happen. But clearing that checkpoint in the first minute is always absolutely great, and should allow for appreciation collective to really manage to sink their teeth into this game.
Yeah, and I mean, Appreciation Collective is already ready for either way that they want to push the Rainmaker here, which I think is really, really smart. Because on Crab Leg, you can, what's it called? Sideswipe and go left immediately. Oh, well, they do not get the chance. They had the entire kitchen sink thrown at them. Poor Fizzle.
Yes.
It was
Poor Fizzle.
terrible.
Sometimes you get exploded in Splatoon.
Tragic.
Truly. But Topple's doing a great job there of moving forward, clearing space with their teammates. Cherry looking to paint up on that left side. I assume somebody's probably going to go up through left and they're likely going to push through right, but no, Cherry's just going to take it and try and get a double. That was interesting. I think that was I grabbed, oh no, what do I do now? And like, that's so valid.
That is valid. And it did give them a little bit of breathing room, like a little
Yes.
bit, because the Rainmaker didn't reset. Whoa, did they just... No, did they just crack the checkpoint right
Yes,
under their noses?
absolutely. Absolutely.
And are they gonna keep pushing it? Is anyone up there? No, I don't think that they
No,
are.
no
Who
one
they...
is up there.
I thought I saw a flash. I thought I saw an orange little Inkling guy.
No, it seems like it is just the checkpoint. And admittedly, this is a map that it's hard to get pass the checkpoints on if you don't have a couple down
Yeah.
at least.
Very true.
It's pretty easy to get the checkpoints, but much more than that, you're kind of fighting for your life on this one, especially if their carbon comes at you like that.
And the strikes backing them up too. I love whenever folks use strikes as like a smoke screen for their very aggro weapon here, like with carbon. I think that's really fun, and it just gives them so much room and paint to work with too here. But looking back at this mid situation again, they're 2-2. I mean, both the edits are up, and they have their little fighters here. Like we see Rumi here. Oh, they do get to pick onto them.
That's
so
a
maybe
good
they'll
pick.
be able to take it. Ooh. Well, it's
Maybe.
reset though.
Appreciation Collective does still have lead, technically.
Technically,
Technically, that is a lead.
one little prance on the grates, and then that's all over. But I mean,
But neither team's been able to get there at all.
I know we're reaching like sub 2 minutes left, and neither team is really able to make a huge substantial push here. And I think that's just because edit is so good on the grates.
2 down now.
Oh, 2 down now.
Carry grabbing. Not gonna be able to get past the edit.
Fizzle
Instantly
was
picked
ready.
off. Fizzle is ready. That's a 3 down. If they get this pop and explode through that left side, if Woomy is not aware, if Cherry is not aware, this could easily be lead switch. But it seems like Woomy did know. And that gets taken, and that's enough to take lead. That little baby jump is enough to get lead because the left push is a little silly goofy.
Oh, and they try to get even more points off of that, but they were just ready to stop them there. It's just
Yeah.
so tough to push on the left, and then because they both have edits, it's just impossible to push, like, period. Like, you
Yes.
just need everyone to be down. It is so tough here. So I wouldn't be surprised if Appreciation Collective is able to try to pull one over onto USF Gold here, but still, as of now, USF Gold is in striking range to win this 2-1.
They absolutely are. Especially since they keep getting 2 down on Appreciation Collective, which keeps them from being able to find the space they need to move forward. Now there's a Zuka out. Now Fizzle's moving forward with the Zuka, which you love to see. They're going to try and go up, but the Trip Strikes come out, gonna take them out with ease on that wall. Good job, Trip Strikes.
Oh my gosh, and I mean, we see Ty here striking a little bit around, which is going to be helpful for them. They have these ledges on lock, it feels like. Well, never mind. Well. But still, Appreciation Collective still having a little bit of trouble getting back into mid. I mean, they're coolered up. They do have the Rainmaker here, but I mean, it depends on how they're going to be able to stall this out. I think the Booyah's going to help if they can.
The Booyah's gonna help
correctly.
a lot.
Oh, but
High
Ty's
TV is
down
still
there.
there.
Oh, and the
And the
Bazooka! Oh, it funneled them into that left corner. It's like they can't move.
It is like they can't move. They need a way to break through on that left side. They're gonna have missiles and Trip Strikes soon though, so Terry probably wants to start moving forward and getting into position for that. They probably, yes, the missiles are out, the Trip Strikes are out, they just need to rush forward, but they're a little too scared of the Carbon, which, like, can't blame them, me too. They need to take out Fizzle, but Fizzle takes them out first. That could have been lead, but instead USF Gold takes this set 2-1 in the Swiss, in round 5 of Swiss.
And that could be the difference between like Alpha or Beta or something like that for USF Gold here. I mean, huge kudos to them. I saw the adapting. I saw how good they were at that defense. Like that entire time, they were just ticking down the clock. Because,
Yes.
like, even if you're like, oh, we're not actually picking them off, like we're not getting the Rainmaker, keeping them in that corner and wearing down that timer does a lot of damage to be able to have any offense at all. Because the clock ticks down and then it's overtime, and then you just can't make any push at all there. And then, plus, you know, people get nervous if it's game
Nerves make
3.
everything so much harder.
Exactly. USF Gold played that really well there. And Appreciation Collective, like the cogs were turning. They were making a lot of really good decisions too. We saw that TC game. That was just like, they swamped them. Like that was great.
Yes, it absolutely was. Appreciation Collective, definitely a team to keep an eye on with how well they were playing there. Just couldn't quite find the push they needed for that Rainmaker game. But really great gameplay from them in general, especially once they switched Cherry over to that heavy edit.
I mean, I'm happy to see. I feel whenever I'm finished commentating 2 teams, I feel like they're my children now. And I'm just so proud of both of my children.
Absolutely. Sometimes one of them does let you down, but not this time.
Yes, I'm feeling maternal.
It doesn't happen to me with low-level teams, but if I'm commentating a mid-level team, I often go, you know better. You should have done better.
Whoa. You start roasting them?
A little bit. Look, there
Tough
is a
love.
skill point which you hit where you should know better. And I don't think it's in low ink, And it might not even be at like the beginning of mid-level, but by the time you're reaching like anything near +3 level, there are mistakes teams still make that I go, you know better. I know you know better. Why'd you do that?
No, that is so true. I mean, especially like when it's like clans or something and nobody scored in like 3 minutes, and you're like, what's happening?
What's happening here? You're not a new team. You are not new players. You have been around for years and years and years. I know you know better than this.
Yeah.
Do better.
And listen, sometimes that helps them.
I think it's good for players to hear. I think we haven't had. We used to have K-bot do that to people, and now nobody does that anymore. And it's not bullying; it's constructive. Surely.
Yes, like coaching.
It's just like coaching, and coaches are usually a little mean, in my experience, from volleyball and horseback.
Magic 8 Ball has roasted me on multiple occasions. It is true.
And it's important. It's a learning experience.
It's important to our growth. So you want to be that. You want to be the K-bot to the masses.
Vaguely. I'm doing some analysis stuff on my channel with Raze, which has been fun. But more so Raze does that, and I'm just there.
No, I love that.
And I complain about whatever random thing I've decided annoys me that day, aka pencil or crab tank.
No, listen. Anything you're gonna talk about, Raze is gonna come at it 10 times harder with even more things to say.
Exactly. It's a strategy.
Yes. The yapping, yes.
The yapping is so important. We need more people to just yap about Splatoon.
Yes. The yappage.
If you have opinions about Splatoon, you should post them online. You should post them on youtube.com. It is very easy. You have a microphone. You are playing competitive Splatoon.
It's true. And a lot of people have capture cards.
Exactly.
Just make content.
Just make a little content. Content helps the scene grow so much.
Yes.
And I'm not even being a hypocrite because I make content. So I don't even have to feel like a hypocrite while I say it now. I used to.
I do feel like a hypocrite, but that's okay.
You run tournaments. That's like the same thing.
Okay, true. I've made up for it with that.
You have more than made up for it with that. More than. Running tournaments is so much work and so scary.
It is very spooky. But should we, perhaps, Nox, would you like to take a little bit of a water break?
Sure.
Okay, well, we'll be back soon, heading into round 6 for y'all, but for now, have a water break, go get a snack, perhaps think about making content while we're away. But don't stay too far because we'll be back soon.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Low Inc. We are going to be getting into round 6 of Swiss here. I'm Nox. I'm joined here by Grace.
Hello.
And we are going to get into this.
I am so ready to get into this, Nox. I've been stalking these teams for the past 5-ish minutes.
Oh, so prepared.
They're both 5 or okay, I already messed up. They both have 4 or 5 records here.
Oh.
So I mean, it's good. Like they've each dropped one set, yes, and they've each dropped like a few games each, yes. But they're in striking range here to get into alpha, to get into beta here, and this, like I said last time, this is probably going to be the deciding factor.
Yes.
Also, I really like the otter emoji.
It's
in
very cute.
Avocado otter. It's really cute.
I know that the emojis make things harder on TOs and on our graphics. I do like them though. They do bring me joy. They are very cute.
Listen, and bringing people joy is what tournaments are all about.
That's what tournaments do, always, for sure.
For sure.
See, they always bring at least 4 people joy.
At least 4 people. You're so right.
With Low Ink, it's usually like minimum 12 because there are 3 brackets.
I thought you were making a joke about how a lot of low-level teams have a lot of people on their rosters.
Oh, also that. But also just like winning feels good.
It do.
I
No,
know you-
listen.
Oh.
I was gonna say Saturday Night Speedle. First of all, they have a really cute logo. I'm a sucker for a cute logo. But they have been tearing it up in the tournament scenes. They do FCIU. They did the last LSL, which warms my heart. RIP. LSL.
R.I.P.
I
That was the
know.
first tournament I ever commentated. Loved that thing.
And Octaves have a
we're
really
going in.
cute, and they have a really cute logo too, and I really like them.
Oh, you've got a tent, and we've got a Claws 96. We've got a Wellstring. We've got
Wellstring?
2 tents.
What? Have I missed the memo on Tent being goated on Scorch Gorge?
No, people we're gonna just see tent from them. There's no such thing as a non-one-trick tent player. I do believe this in
Yeah.
my heart and soul.
You know, I do get that a lot. Oh, and it's our otter friend. Our otter friend is the one on the tent. That is so fun.
Let's
The
go.
Wipers
Oh.
here. Oh, they had like a dual top mid. Sauce is gonna come out on top. They don't quite get the pick there onto the back line, onto the Wellstring. But still, that created so much room for Saturday Night
did.
Speedle. And they are speeding their way to the basket.
Hammer taking out the tent. Great use of that stamp to just eliminate the tent player. As we're seeing Nishiyoshi looking to move forward. The stamper pressuring, but not going to be enough. The Wiper finds them instead. Sauce using the Booyah Bomb to move forward. As the tent is attempting to keep a push from happening. But some clams are going in. They're going to need to get more. There are some more to grab as the hammer comes out, finds 2, gets tossed. But nobody. Okay, we're gonna drip feed the clams in. Okay, okay, they are not gonna get more in time. That is okay.
Oh, I really thought that they were gonna get one in there. The reflux.
Me too.
Oh, I'm so sad there. The Wellstring though, really doing a good job of getting everyone just completely out of mid. Like the aura,
Yes.
the paint, they're scaring them back. All of those shots, being able to kind of zone them into wherever they want to, which is really fun with Wellstring. I like that a lot. They're passing each other clams. They're hammering in. Nishiyoshi again here with all this pressure with the stamp, the zip. I mean, they're not quite able to push yet, but with these tent shields, I mean, something will maybe happen.
The problem is there are 2 tent shields. The tent is counteracting the tent.
You did the double negative. Or the double...
Double negative.
Yes.
Well, double positive?
I don't know.
Math terms, probably.
Mayhaps.
I know double negative is an English term also, but we are seeing another push here from Saturday Night Speedle, able to find a push down to 56, 53 now. That's more what we're wanting to see. Ideally that would have been on the first push, but at least they're getting there now, where they're making a lot more progress. The Claw's gonna have to back off as the rest of their team goes down. It seems like they'll be starting to build a cooler back up somewhat soon, but they get picked off first.
Oh, that is so unfortunate. And then, the tent shield. They kind of cancel each other out, but kind of anticipating that. Torp swig, like...
I wonder, will we see them on the
fluid.
Torp Big Swig?
Ho ho! And you know, Low Ink, anything can happen.
Anything can happen. It sure is a kit. Tent is doing tent things here, where they are holding a lot of space, but it's not going to be quite enough. I will say there aren't a lot of follow-up clams here for Octaves, unless they manage to go grab that pity. So I'm not necessarily expecting a lead switch. Oh, there we go. Now I do.
Oh wait! Oh, and they got it. They got
Yeah.
it in, and they're gonna be able to get some more or some more clams
good
as well.
momentum.
Yeah, it is a really good momentum going on. They're holding front really well here, but the Wellstring's gonna have to come back really quick to be able to keep staggering this push out. I don't think they're gonna be able to though. I lied to your face, Nox. I did on live. They're still holding front so well.
Just
and I
really great momentum. And they're doing a great job of sending people back to get clams. I don't think this is going to be the end of the game necessarily, but it might be. The Wellspring not quite able to pull it off. One more clam goes in. This should be the end of the push. Lightboy not going to be able to quite make that work, but a push to 12 is incredible. It gives Octaves a lot of breathing room. And now they're just going to want to make sure that they control, ideally mid, but at minimum the space to the left of their basket and in front of it.
Yeah, I feel like with clams pushes, it is so important to have either super open and flowing communication to know who's cycling back to get clams in from mid and stuff, or you just have somebody where that's just their job. And a lot of the time it's like the support or maybe the back line sometimes, and then the front lines, of course, holding forward. But with Octaves, it felt like they were all doing it. It was really interesting.
Great. I think it's important to be, not to reference ancient documents again, but FLC, fluid roles.
Perhaps.
Perhaps the roles need to be fluid. Who would have guessed?
Who would have thought?
It's only been said since, what, Splatoon 1?
Perhaps.
Perhaps. Before I was around.
Ooh.
Predates us, Grace.
It's terrible.
The ancient text.
The ancient texts. We're going into this, I was gonna say last minute, last 30 seconds now.
Yes.
I mean, Saturday night, they're having a lot of trouble pushing up here. I say that the potential to come out. And the Bria Bomb comboing. That's basically just going to give them mid right off the bat, but he's doing a good job. It
wasn't a bad job.
They still disconnected them kind of from their push there.
Yeah.
The power clam. Oh, did it despawn? Wait, do they have another one?
despawned.
Oh, they do have the kitty.
They do.
Okay.
But they don't have a lot of time, and they don't have a teammate already grabbing it. They have a Booyah Bomb, so the tent should be able to set up a jump under the basket, but they don't have a lot of clams to follow up with, and they've got a good few points they need to get.
Ooh.
Oh no!
Oh my god, it didn't go in. Okay, they are able to score it, but the person who had all the clams in the first place was the one who had to pick up that power clam.
Yeah.
So now they don't have anything to follow up off of. Saucy are forced to kind of stagger it themselves, and they did get a pick, but it's not enough. Oh wait, I lied? No, I didn't lie.
It's not enough. There's just not time to recover from that position. People are gonna see her jumping at that point, even with stealth jump, but I respect the attempt. You gotta try.
I always respect an attempt. What I often do is, when I'm just throwing in clams, I just stand there. I don't even bob and weave. I just stand there and throw them in. So if that were me
with Fiora.
if that were me in that overtime, I would have been dead in the water. So they did better than me.
No, they wouldn't have hit you, Grace. I believe in this.
Exactly. They're. I wear the the fresh fish outfit where it's like the big mascot head.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the headpiece that I wear, the headgear. So I like to think that anytime they see me, they're just so scared of my massive head.
Absolutely.
They're just like I can't approach that. And anytime, in the like finishing screen where you see everyone's stats and there's like a circle icon for all of the players and it's like their face. The fresh fish head is too large, so it just like cuts off, and it's really funny. It's really funny. It's my favorite.
The fresh fish head is very funny. There's a mask that scares me more. That like plastic Inkling face mask. I don't like that one. Yeah, the white girl cosplay. That is so scary to me.
I hate when people put it on over their face.
I don't like it.
I don't like it, period.
They should not do that. That should be illegal.
It should be illegal. But you know what shouldn't be illegal? This big vat of ramen that I'm looking at right now. Splat Zone's Robo Ramen. One of my most enjoyable zones maps. I think it's really fun, and I like all the angles that you could attack the zone from.
Absolutely. It is a map where you have a ton of different entrances. It's very flexible. People have loved it since it launched, and also, big bowl of soup.
Soup.
Soup. Gotta love some soup.
I love soup so much. I oftentimes... I love ramen, I love soup so much, but I do splash it all over me every day, all the time.
Can't wear a white shirt if you're eating soup.
Yes. I can't wear... I was gonna say I can't wear any shirt, but that doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean? Like, I can't...
I do. Any shirt will get messy, but if it's white, it will stain forever and ever and ever.
Yes. So I bring Tide pens with me, and then I dab the the stains. So bring a Tide pen with you if you're hopping on Robo Ramen here, because if that soup bowl comes down, it's over.
It is over. You will have stained clothing.
You will be soup.
You will become the soup. We are seeing pretty much the same comps coming out here. We are seeing the tent on the side of Octaves switch over to that Dread Ringer that we are so familiar with seeing, especially in Lowing. So we can expect to see those Reef Sliders coming out regularly. That time getting some pretty good value.
Yeah, they got so much room because of it, and then they got 2 picks, and then the hammer 1v1.
The hammer 1v1.
We saw
You
the
do.
super 1v1 earlier. I love special 1v1s. I'm
They're
hoping
so
for
funny.
Inkjet 1v1 at some point. I don't know who is gonna
Who
do
will
it.
provide us this? We are no longer in ballpoint meta. Who will provide us this Inkjet 1v1 we crave?
Exactly. Oh my gosh. The hammer coming back out. I guess because it got canceled, they had that special charge. You already know. And they are just completely running up on them here. Their teammates are dealing with a flank or something in the back, and they're just like, what if I just hold front by myself? And it did work for a bit there.
It absolutely did. It's not always the best strategy, but slowing things down, it all can be useful. It can keep them from pushing forward into your base, and it gives you that little bit of extra space to work with as a team.
I love Mishiyoshi's all of their zip there. I mean, I feel like they get these really fun angles all the time. They don't quite get that pick there, but they got that one earlier. Oh, Sauce being able to get out that hammer though is really, really crucial to be able to. Oh, do they get it?
Oh, almost.
Almost, and then the torpedo too. There's so much pressure with wipers like all the time, and with that tent shield, I feel like you have like a sword and shield going on there, where you always have to be wary whenever the tent's out and you know that the wiper's up.
Absolutely. Always something to be very cautious of. As we're seeing the Stamper looking to move forward here, able to apply a lot of pressure with their teammates. Light Boy moving forward with him does get taken out, but there is a Zipcaster at the ready. They need to be ready for it.
Yeah, and I mean, speaking about being ready, the hammer, always the hammer,
and the
Yoshi,
Zipcaster.
and the Zipcaster again with these zips are so solid, and they didn't quite cinch a pick off of that, but it did slow them down a lot from getting out of their spawn here. And I mean,
Yeah.
the tank is kind of pushing alone here with this Zuka. They get taken out, understandably so. They're not really able to get them out of here paint-wise. They don't have any specials to work with either, other than that Booyah, but they can't get to the zone in time here, and that's the game. Octaves take
looking
the set.
good.
Yes, they take it 2-0, and I mean, there is still, that last game that we talked about, it always helps with the tiebreakers for Swiss, but Octaves, that was so strong from them.
It really was just great gameplay, great zone hold, great awareness of how to keep the zone, exactly how far they can extend without losing it. Just awesome to see. And next we're
that
going to
was
go
so
to
good.
another classic of all time, Tower Control Inkblot Art Academy, a map we have seen on loop since Splatoon 2 launched.
I have seen this every day of my life, it feels as though. And before we get into the map though, very important news, Nox. Coming from the worms inside my brain.
Yes.
This match was the deciding factor
Oh.
in which one of these teams made alpha.
Brutal.
So Octaves made alpha off of this set. So huge congrats to them. I'm clapping in
Yeah.
a circle.
Absolutely.
Saturday night Speedle. They'll still make day 2. They'll still get in there somewhere, but
It won't
good
be
showing.
alpha.
It won't be alpha. I mean, there will be other lowings, of course, as well, but they can still show up a little bit in another bracket there. Going into TC Inkblot Art Academy. Like you said, this is everyone's favorite counter pick. This is everyone's mom's favorite counter pick.
Yeah, because we
Everyone-
started on Mako Zones, so now we're going to Inkblot Art Academy TC. We have done this for years. Get creative, learn new counter picks. That's not what's happening here, but it's ingrained in my spirit and soul after
You
this
just
many
had to
years.
let it out.
Yeah, there's rage and wrath about Inkblot and Mako all the time in my heart.
No, I understand though. It is. Oof. I mean, I get why. The lockouts are fun. Everyone knows how to play it at this point though, so.
So what are
feels
you counterpicking? You're just giving the other team what they also know. You're handshaking.
No, that is so true. It's like, all right, you know what we could do? Yeah, we can. Yeah. Just
Yeah.
agreeing on it.
Yeah, we both like this one, so we're just gonna play
Yeah.
this one instead of going. We're really good at this one, and your comp would not be not good there, so we could just win for free. which is what you should always be going for, in my heart.
In my heart too. I mean, I'd be interested to see if maybe they'll go
Not that this
normal
is a counter pick.
umbrella?
Let's be clear here.
No, it's not. Wait, is that still 10?
It's still 10, but we are gonna see the Torque Big Swing.
Oh my gosh. That is so funny. Octaves throwing caution into the wind. They're like, wouldn't it be so crazy if I played my favorite weapon of all time there? Was that
What's
Torque
happening?
Swig there with the pick? No, it was Light Boy on the S
That
class.
makes sense.
That does make a little bit more sense here, but still, both teams don't really have like a solid hold of mid quite yet. Like they're playing around the stacks, but nobody has like a huge presence. While Speedle is gonna take this tower though into their clutches. The tent as well, pushing up so much, getting all that paint, all that room, the space for them to work with as well. And I mean, unless the splashdown comes out and keeps them pushed back, I was gonna say that they were gonna be able to track that checkpoint, but not quite.
Not quite, and that checkpoint can be a hard one to break through. And we're seeing Saturday Night Speedle not quite finding what they need to start getting momentum going again. I imagine Octaves is going to be able to get a push off of this, especially as Sauce is forced to jump back there. Yeah, there's the checkpoint.
Yeah, there's the check, and I mean, Octaves, listen, the Torps, clearly they know it. You know her, you love her. Sorry,
Exactly.
The hammer fights are so funny to me. I mean,
They are hammer fights are the funniest thing in the video game, I think. Lightboy fully still in Saturday Night Speedle's base, now just booyahing there, does get taken out by the wiper. Greedy to booyah in front of a wiper, quite frankly. Super high object damage on that thing.
I gotta respect the game.
I do have to respect it. I will also call it greedy.
And I mean, the wiper as well, being able to push up, get room for their teammates. Although they do go down, it does get Speedle into mid a little bit here. Some of them are coolered up. I don't think a lot of people were able to grab it though because they got immediately pushed back. Yoshi here. I bet they're like, ooh, my zip caster soon. I can't wait to zip cast. Yeah, yes.
Absolutely. They could not wait to
Yes.
zip cast.
Onto
They are
the
having
foot.
so much fun.
Yes.
And getting rid of the tent is huge there.
So huge. They
Oh,
did
but
just
the
jump back
booyah
into the
bomb!
booyah. That is so sad. I mean that booyah pretty much marks the end of their push there.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Lightboy wanted to booyah again.
You can try it once,
not.
Light Boy. You can't do it twice.
I
You got
played
punished
this
the
game
first
before.
time. If you get punished the first time, you lose your privileges.
Exactly. Oh my gosh. And I mean, with Bazooka as well, gonna be able to push up a lot with that, with the tent shield. Oh, it went off into the water. That was really funny.
Hammer coming out, no tent shield allowed as Light Boy works together with that to take out those players. Ultra Stamp finding another. That is also just their name. I just processed that. Good for them.
Good for them.
They know what they want. This team knows the things they want to do, and it is Torp Swig and Ultra Stamp.
Listen, but then your opponents can guess what you're gonna be all about here. See, Sauce.
Okay,
they were
but
like,
Torp
I really
Swig's
like
only
Sauce.
played it once.
But see, it psychs you out because you're expecting it,
Exactly.
and then when it comes, you're ready.
That's true. But can you ever truly be ready for the big swig?
That is such a wonderful question.
I think the answer's probably yes.
So many booyah bombs coming out this game. I feel like they've just been the #1 initiation tool. Like the
Absolutely.
stamps like do funny things, which is awesome and all, but oh my gosh, they cannot get this cooler. Are they running back to and their teammates are gone.
I will say, it's not usually worth it to go back and get the cooler, guys. I hate to break this to you. Usually the cooler is not that important. It is lovely to have, but if your cooler player has placed it out of reach, it is just dead to you. But it's so tempting. I get the shiny object syndrome around cooler. It is so tempting. I also
makes
would love
them
that delicious,
jingle.
delicious beverage.
Yes, sometimes you're dehydrated. Oh my gosh. And I mean,
Exactly.
these scores are still so
lead switch?
close. I mean, hopefully,
Lead
maybe. Wait,
switch.
yeah, it should. Oh, and it does. I mean, they're gonna be able to. They're the first one either of these teams here in the last
With under
minute
a minute left.
to be able to get to this checkpoint here. But we're looking at maybe that they want a KO here. I mean, the cooler's up. Abe's gonna pop it there onto the tower, and I mean, wait, but they don't really have control of their bats anymore. I mean, I was gonna say that looked really good, like they were in striking range to KO there. But if you don't have bats control, then it's just your push is kind of dead at the water.
A little bit. But Octaves has a long way to go if they want to manage to find this third game. And it's going to be an uphill battle for them with how little time's left on the clock and how little paint they have on the map.
Yeah, and I mean, before they only had to get like maybe a few points back, maybe just get to that second checkpoint, maybe get through it. But now they have to get all the way to that last checkpoint, which is going to be so difficult, especially with like the GG special vibes that we have. Like there's Zuka, for
And
sure. I
Booyah.
mean, and Booyah.
Oh
Right,
no, the team that's
more-
pushing him. Yeah, Booyah. Both teams have Booyah. The Booyah comes out, takes out the people on tower. That is a GG special for you. And Saturday Night Speedle takes game 3. Which
Dang.
could be helpful for their seeding in beta bracket tomorrow.
Definitely, definitely. And I feel like it's like it kind of just makes you feel good, where you're like I'll get alpha next time. Like I took a game off the alpha team. You know,
It could have gone
makes
so
you
much
feel good.
worse.
It could have gone so much worse.
That's all. I think that's a very useful mentality to have, is knowing it could have gone worse, but I can still make it go better next time if I VOD and prepare and practice.
Oh yes, look at these wonderful logos again. They're just so cute.
They're so
and
good. They're so cute.
and Speedle clearly loves emojis, which I love too. It's just so
It's
fun.
so fun.
But wait. Their name is Wellstring? I thought their name was Ultrastamp. That's even they really just gave it all away. They let
were-
it all out.
You know, sometimes you gotta, I guess. Look, you
Like-
can know that I'm gonna play Wellstring, because it is the only thing I play. Simply deal with it. I guess.
That is the ultimate aura farming.
Truly.
Telling them what you're going to be playing already. Like when folks stalk each other before their looty matches.
It is important to do for Ludi. It does make Ludi go much better for your team generally.
No, it's so true. And with Send now, it's so much easier because now I can look at people's profiles and go, oh,
It's
that's
so
the
much
junior
less
player.
research.
Mm-hmm.
You used to have to go through their Twitter and hope that they talked about what they played.
Or like the drip pics or something. You can see something in the background.
Not the drip pics, not the research through drip pics. I don't miss these days.
Me neither. The worst is the Twitch VODs. Being able to get those.
Cobbling together from random tournaments they've played the history of their weapons and their behaviors.
You know what might be a good idea to do that for, though? Maybe not low ink, but a wonderful event coming up in
Is it Super
September.
Jump?
It is Super Jump 6! Yay! I'm clapping right now, you can't hear it. Registration is now open for Super Jump 6. IPL's major, we're hosting 3 of them this year. Super Jump 5 already happened. It was lovely, it was wonderful, great time, and it's going to be happening September 20th to the 21st. That's a weekend, of course. I would not make you take off of work if you work weekdays. That's kind of weird.
That would be a little rough.
$250 starting prize pool, which is like spread across. You know how it goes.
Yes.
2-day format. Everyone makes a bracket. It's so cool, and it's on Start GG. Don't get mad at me.
It's
Don't get
just
mad
how
at me.
majors run. They don't
This is
run well
how
on
it's
other
gotta be.
things.
It's gotta be, and it's really fun and cool. You should
It is
totally
really
sign
fun
up.
and cool.
Yes, and if you can't sign up, I'll be really sad. But you could also watch.
A very good time. I've never seen a super jump not be fun to watch.
See, that's wonderful, because sometimes there are some SOSs, for example. I say this as my username is
Yes.
SOS Grace, where you're just like, alright, well, Harshy's just, alright, that's the 50th Harshy badge, or something like that,
Okay,
you know?
Harshi, you're doing it again, just for funsies. I
Not
remember the end of
currently,
S2,
yes.
people were farming. The last SOS of Splatoon 2 I commentated, and there were people running 4 baller 52 gals, and I think this was in grand finals. And I'm glad that does not happen anymore.
If you think about it, Crab is kind of like Baller.
That's true. You're not wrong. I don't like that realization. But it cannot explode in the
It
same
can't.
way.
It's true.
And
That's
we
devastating.
we never used Crab to break Clam Blitz. We used Kraken for that this time. So if anything, Kraken might be closer to Baller.
What if you have a Kraken and a Crab rolling at the same place?
Oh, maybe.
The
but
combos.
but the Crab is so slow.
The Kraken can wait.
Kraken can wait. So true.
Yes. Well, it was a pleasure, Nox. This is gonna close out for Low Ink Day 1. That was the last round of Swiss here, so you'll see the standings soon, see who's gonna make each bracket, but from us, Nox, where can the lovely people find you?
You can find me on Blue Sky, YouTube, and Twitch at DocsRaven42. There's an analysis video I recently did with Raze and some player interviews up on my YouTube channel.
Wow. Content.
Content!
As for me, you can find me many a times in the swimmer sink help desk losing my mind. You can also find me on Blue Sky at Tubnug, and then it's like period B Sky period, you know, and then also on Twitter, but I don't really like it over there. Also at Tubnug if you feel so inclined. But thank you so much for joining me. That's the end of Low Ink Day 1. But you can always come back tomorrow for Day 2, fresh set of commentators, and we'll be covering Alpha Bracket. But for now, good evening, good night, good afternoon, perhaps, and thank you for joining us.